Chapter 361. I'm telling you, you're going to die today. Beat her to death. Several girls began to pull her hair, slap her face and kick her. Gao Zhuqing was knocked down to the ground by them. She could only curl up to protect her head. Her back and legs were kicked a dozen times. It was so painful that her lungs were about to be torn apart. Beat her hard. Let's see if she still dares to seduce men. Beat her to death. Beat her to death. Gu Qinghan stood at the corner, listening to their curses and Gao Zhuqing's screams indifferently. As a man, it seemed a bit heartless to watch a girl being beaten by a group of girls. However, it was Gao Zhuqing, so it was a different story. She deserved it. After all, she was Lin Shumin's daughter. Strip her clothes. Little slut, don't you like to seduce men? Then let all the boys in the school see your body. No. No, Gao Zhuqing screamed. Please, let me go. However, her heart-wrenching screams didn't bring back a trace of pity from them. Instead, they became even crazier. Strip her? Gu Qinghan heard the sound of clothes being torn. He didn't know why it was so clear and harsh. Even though he knew that the person was Gao Zhuqing, he still couldn't bear to hear it. He struggled and contradicted himself. Finally, he rushed out and yelled angrily. Stop. Senior Gu. Several girls stopped and stepped back in panic. Gao Zhuqing was lying on the ground and hugging herself. Her clothes were torn and there were bruises everywhere. She looked very miserable. Gu Qinghan couldn't bear to see her like this, so he took off his coat and covered her. Chen didn't want to give up. Senior Gu, this is between me and her. Why are you helping her? Are you also seduced by this vixen? The pupils behind the gold-rimmed glasses were no longer gentle. Instead, there was a strong sense of warning. Chen was so scared that she took 2 steps back. Do you want to be expelled? Go back and tell your dad that if he doesn't have time to teach his daughter, I don't mind teaching you on his behalf. I don't mind letting you have a taste of what it feels like to be stripped naked in public. After saying that, Gu Qinghan carried Gao Zhuqing and strode away. The creature in his arms, so weak, so pitiful, trembling, he could feel the intensity of her fear, the need of him. His bleeding lips made a weak sound. Brother. Thank you. When Gao Zhuqing woke up, his whole body felt like it had been run over by a tank. The pain was excruciating. Just as he tried to move his fingers, he was pressed down by someone. You're injured, don't move. Brother? Yes. Gu Qinghan stood by her bedside, looking at her with a worried expression. Are you thirsty? Do you want some water? Does it hurt? Gao Zhuqing shook his head. Actually, her entire body was in pain. She really wanted to act coquettishly with him, but she was afraid that he wouldn't like her being too weak, so she could only endure it. It doesn't hurt. But do I look very ugly now? My face must be swollen like a pig's head, right? She grinned. She felt that her entire mouth was about to split open, and the pain was unbearable. Seeing that you can still smile, you should be fine. Yes. It's just that I felt a little embarrassed when you saw me getting beaten up. You saw all my ugly looks. My dad is a police officer. If I had known earlier, I would have learned a few tricks from him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been beaten up so badly. Actually, I did resist, but there were too many of them and I couldn't beat them. Girls fight really hard. Luckily, I protected my face or else I would have been disfigured, and I wouldn't be able to get married in the future. She was in pain, but she was still smiling cheekily. She just didn't want him to worry. Gu Qinghan was very clear about this. This was the first time he felt that a person's optimism could be so touching that even he was a little touched. He couldn't help but reach out and touch her head. Don't fight anymore. I'm not fighting, I'm just getting beaten up. Sai, forget it, let's not talk about that. Anyway, I'm unlucky. I can't go to class like this. What if my studies are delayed? I can ask for leave to tutor you at home. Really? Gao Zhuqing's eyes brightened for a moment and then dimmed again. But didn't Mom say that you're working at Gu's? Will it affect your work? No, it won't. It's the same to deal with those things at home. But the most important thing for you these 2 days is to take care of your health. Don't think about your studies first. I won't let you fall behind. Thank you, brother. You're so nice. Gao Zhuqing got carried away for a moment, and the corners of her mouth twitched. She cried out in pain and stuck out her tongue in embarrassment. No, it doesn't hurt. Oh my God, it hurts so much, okay? Young master, the porridge is ready. Yes. Let me do it. Gu Qinghan gently helped Gao Zhuqing up and pulled a chair to sit by the bed. I'll feed you. How can I do that? How shy. I'm your brother. Gao Zhuqing thought so. If she always said she was shy, he might think she was too pretentious and had too many concerns. Then I'll have to trouble you. Gu Qinghan scooped up the porridge and blew on it gently. Then he put it to Gao Zhuqing's mouth and fed her a spoonful by spoonful. The corners of her mouth were hurt so she couldn't drink quickly. But she didn't want to waste his time. Sometimes when she was anxious, it would be very hot. Slow down. I'm not in a hurry. Brother, you're so nice. Gao Zhuqing's eyes were red, and her voice was a little choked with sobs. Why do you want to cry? Gao Zhuqing was choked with sobs. Well, I think of my dad. When I was a child, he fed me the same medicine when I was sick. But when I grew up, he rarely fed me because he was very busy with work and always worked overtime. There was a time when I couldn't understand him and I always lost my temper with him. I complained that he only cared about work and didn't love me at all. How I wished that he wasn't so great so that he would only belong to me. But if everyone thinks like that, then who will maintain the stability of society? There will always be people who have to be sacrificed. I'm proud of him. It's a pity that before I grew up to be filial to him, he already. But I will work harder because I believe that he will always be watching me from above. I want him to be proud of me. Gu Qinghan's heart was filled with mixed feelings. For a moment he felt that Gao Zhuqing was very innocent. She was also abandoned by Lin Shumin. She suffered a lot and suffered a lot. He transferred his hatred for Lin Shumin to her and took revenge on her. Wasn't that too unfair to her? But when he realized that his desire for revenge had wavered a little, he immediately dispelled it. He would rather use his soft-heartedness on cats and dogs than on Lin Shumin's daughter. Her sins were predestined from birth. Brother, what are you thinking about? Did my words annoy you? No, I just feel sorry for you. I know you have suffered a lot before, but now you have a new family and I will take good care of you. Thank you, brother. Have a good rest. I'm going out. Gu Qinghan left the room and seemed to have calmed down again. Perhaps Gao Zhuqing's face was so innocent that sometimes it would confuse him and make him unable to hate her. Only when he didn't look at her could he regain his calmness. Su Yuan called and the first thing he said was Gao Zhuqing beaten? Gu Qinghan frowned and answered coldly. What does it have to do with you whether she was beaten or not? Of course it has to do with me. She was beaten because of me. That woman named Qin Qin is famous for her ruthlessness in school. Was she beaten badly? It's quite miserable. They're just short of being stripped naked in public. But what does it have to do with you? Are you worried about her? No, I just wanted to see how badly she was beaten. I'm happy that she was beaten. I don't need to tell you whether you're happy or worried. You know it. But I have to remind you that you'd better not be emotionally attached to someone you shouldn't be. I don't want to lose our friendship for a woman. Su Yuan was speechless for a few seconds and smiled awkwardly. You're too serious. How could it be? We've been brothers for so many years. How could I turn against you for a woman? I'm busy. That's all. Gu Qinghan hung up the phone and his expression became colder. In the midsummer morning the sun was not very hot. Gu Qinghan woke up at 7 o'clock sharp. He drank a glass of water and walked to the balcony, attracted by the laughter in the yard. The left side. I didn't get it again. You're too awesome. You're going to kill me in a second. Gao Zhuqing was playing badminton with the maid on the lawn. She was wearing a white polo shirt and sports skirt, which made her look energetic and young. She was like a bright light, shining directly into Gu Qinghan's eyes, attracting him. This house was always quiet. He hadn't heard laughter for a long time. And this was all thanks to Lin Shumin. Thinking of this, Gu Qinghan couldn't help but hate Gao Zhuqing. Gao Zhuqing was sweating profusely when he walked into the courtyard. She waved at him. Brother. Young master. Gu Qinghan handed her a towel. You're sweating. I can't help it. Exercises like this. Do I stink? Gao Zhuqing sniffed carefully. Gu Qinghan shook his head. She never wore perfume, but there was a faint fragrance on her body that was refreshing. It was probably the unique smell of a young girl. You're still injured. You shouldn't do any strenuous exercise. It's okay. I just need exercise to speed up the recovery. I've been lying on the bed for 2 days. If I continue to lie on the bed, I'll become a useless person. Gao Zhuqing chuckled. You know, I'm a restless person. Sweat glistened under the sun like crystal pearls, sliding down her cheeks and into her chest. Gu Qinghan's throat choked. He actually had a reaction. His mouth was dry. To a 16-year-old girl. He felt a little shameful for having such a dirty thought. Brother, what are you thinking about? No, nothing. Brother, you're blushing. Gao Zhuqing shouted as if she had discovered something extraordinary. Of course, she was innocent and didn't think about other things. The weather is too hot, Gu Qinghan said lightly and changed the topic. How long have you been playing? Almost an hour. Any later and the weather will be very hot. It's almost time. Go back to the room to take a bath and then have breakfast. Okay, I'll go now. Meow meow, let's fight tomorrow. Okay, second Mississippi. After Gao Zhuqing ran away, Gu Qinghan said to the maid. Chapter 362. On the third day, Gu Qinghan continued to tutor Gao Zhuqing. After a few days he found that she was very smart. She was the kind of girl who could understand everything with a little hint. She would understand very quickly with just a little hint. Moreover, other than math, she was very good at other subjects. Of course, this was also related to her hard work. Halfway through, Gu Qinghan went out to answer a phone call. When he came back, Gao Zhuqing had fallen asleep on the table. Her body had not fully recovered, and she had been studying all day long. She must be very tired. Gao Zhuqing? Get up, go back to bed. Gu Qinghan whispered in her ear. The light shone on the girl's delicate cheeks. It was so beautiful. Gao Zhuqing? Gu Qinghan could not wake her up. He could only carry her and gently put her on the bed. Gao Zhuqing murmured and curled up like a cute shrimp. He could not help but smile. He had seen many beautiful women, seductive and pure. He thought he was completely immune to women's faces. However, Gao Zhuqing was like a painting, firmly attracting his attention. He seemed to have never met such a good girl. She was full of youthful vigor, which made him feel the beauty of the world. The warm light, the delicate porcelain skin, Gu Qinghan's throat choked twice. His body seemed to be under a curse. He kept leaning down, getting closer to her little by little. He held his breath, afraid that he would wake her up. However, at this moment he suddenly sensed something. He looked up and saw Lin Shumin walking in. He quickly straightened his body and calmly nodded. Aunt Lin. You're here. Have you finished tutoring? Yes. Gao Zhuqing is already asleep. I'll go back to my room first. Not long after Gu Qinghan returned to his room, Lin Shumin came with some snacks. Tutoring Gao Zhuqing until late at night, you must be hungry. I made something to eat. Thank you, Aunt Lin. Gu Qinghan sat down and took a piece of osmanthus cake. The taste was so sweet that it made him gag. However, all these years, even when facing the person he hated the most, he could pretend to be indifferent. What else could he not pretend to be? He smiled faintly. The osmanthus cake is delicious. And, as long as you like it. Lin Shumin also sat down and asked about the tutoring. Gao Zhuqing is smart and eager to learn. Although he is weak in mathematics, he is slowly catching up. If I study for a while longer, it won't be a problem for me to get into a key university, and I might even be able to get into Tsing University. That's great. Lin Shumin was delighted. Sai, I haven't been by her side all these years, and her father doesn't understand these things. She has to rely on herself. Wasn't she in her rebellious phase now? I was worried that she would learn bad things. Fortunately, this girl was well-behaved and self-disciplined. Now that I have your help, I can finally rest assured. Gu Qinghan nodded. You are helping Gao Zhuqing so much. You must like her very much, right? Gu Qinghan heard the hidden meaning in her words. She is my sister. Of course I like her. You are a very good boy. Filial, mature, and polite. I know you will get along well with her. It's just that, there are some things I don't know if I should say. Aunt Lin, you are like my mother. If you have anything to say, you can say it directly. Gao Zhuqing is now at the age of puberty, but she doesn't understand feelings. I am a little worried that she will confuse family and love. Do you understand? The main thing is that you are too outstanding. I am afraid that she will like you. I have been there. At my age, there was a very good big brother in the neighborhood. At that time, I also thought I liked him. Later, let's not talk about the past. Anyway, I hope you can let Gao Zhuqing know that you are her brother. After all, she's going to university soon. She will definitely fall in love. Gu Qinghan sneered in his heart. Lin Shumin said so nicely, but in fact she was guarding against him. All these years he had been playing the role of a good son. But no matter how well he did, Lin Shumin seemed to be a little wary of him. She didn't trust him very much. Probably because he was not her biological son, she couldn't be completely at ease. Therefore she was afraid that he would have designs on Gao Zhuqing. No matter how disdainful she was in her heart, Gu Qinghan's face was still as gentle as ever. Aunt Lin, I only have brotherly feelings for Gao Zhuqing. I have never thought of anything else. But what you said makes sense. I think this way, but it doesn't mean that Gao Zhuqing thinks the same. After all, she is still young and doesn't understand many things. Don't worry, I will let her know the boundaries. Lin Shumin nodded. That's good. Although she had gotten his guarantee, Lin Shumin was not completely relieved. She had seen the scene at the door just now and was very sure that Gu Qinghan wanted to kiss Gao Zhuqing. They were not real siblings and it was not against ethics to be together. But she just couldn't completely trust him. No matter how much he respected her, she still felt that no boy could completely accept a third party who broke into his family and drove away his mother. So all these years she had been on guard. It didn't matter how he dealt with her, but if his target was Gao Zhuqing, then she absolutely couldn't. The Gu family's building was shining under the sun. Everyone who passed by couldn't help but look up at this skyscraper with a solemn and reverent gaze. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the busy work began again. Gu Qinghan stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, holding a cup of coffee, looking down at the world under his feet. Recently, his mood was not calm and he didn't want to admit it was because of a girl. A 16-year-old girl who had not yet fully developed. Thinking about it, it was ridiculous. The slim and beautiful secretary hugged him from behind. Darling, what are you thinking about? Her soft hands gently stroked his chest. Just as she unbuttoned his shirt and was about to touch inside, he held her down. Darling, don't you know that you should knock on the door before entering? I knocked but you didn't hear me. What are you thinking about? It's rare to see you distracted. Gu Qinghan grabbed the hand on his waist and silently walked to the other side. The beautiful secretary didn't know what she had done wrong. She looked at him innocently and carefully reflected on herself. I'm sorry, I really knocked on the door. It's you who didn't hear me. Next time, without your permission, I won't come in. Don't be angry with me, okay? She was 25 this year, a few years older than Gu Qinghan, but his aura was too strong, so in front of him she was humble and cautious. I'm not angry with you. Then why do you have a straight face? Do I need to explain my emotions to you? His tone was a little heavy. That's not what I mean. I just don't know why you're in a bad mood, so I want to share your burden. Even if I can't help, I can listen to your complaints. If it's my problem, then what do you think you can do to help? The beautiful secretary was a little hurt. She often felt that Gu Qinghan had two faces. On the surface, he looked like a gentle and modest gentleman, but his character was completely unpredictable. He hid it very well and was a dangerous man. In short, he was not as simple as he looked on the surface. But the more it was like this, the more attractive he was, causing her to unconsciously indulge in it and sink deeper and deeper. She wrapped her arms around his neck from behind and coquettishly said, "All right, I'm being nosy. Me apologizing to you? Don't be so cold to me, okay? My heart hurts so much. You care so much about my feelings?" "Of course." "Why?" "'Cause I love you." Love? Gu Qinghan did not believe in this word at all. It was the funniest and most absurd lie. He believed in the momentary hormones between men and women, but that was it. After that, there would only be mutual dislike. That was the case with his parents' marriage. The woman in front of him kept saying that she loved him, but in her eyes, he saw desire. The desire for money, the desire to conquer him. In this world, everyone was not pure. Everything they did was done with ambition. There was no such thing as a clean person who did not pursue a goal. However, at this moment, Gao Zhuqing's pure eyes appeared in front of him, untainted by dust, as if he was not contaminated by the filth of this world at all. Whatever he said or did, it was all the most genuine reaction, whether it was crying or laughing. There was no adulteration at all. But he was not willing to believe that there was such a pure person. Gu Qinghan pulled back his thoughts and did not allow his emotions to be controlled by her again. He had so many women, why should he trouble himself for Gao Zhuqing? Thinking of this, he deliberately softened his face and pulled the secretary onto his lap. His emotional change surprised her, but she still hugged him and helped him take off his glasses, revealing a pair of deep eyes. "Your eyes are so beautiful," she murmured. His deep eyes were like a magnetic field, firmly attracting her. The only flaw was that there was a very small scar at the corner of his eye. She once asked him what happened, but he seemed to be very disgusted with that question, so she did not dare to ask again. "If I am not happy, are you willing to use your body to please me?" He lifted her chin and asked flirtatiously. "Of course." The secretary answered without hesitation. "I am willing to do anything for you. Whether you can make me happy or not depends on your ability." "Of course." The beautiful secretary revealed a smile. While teasing him with her eyes, she slowly kissed his lips, trying to show off as much as she could. After all, Gu Qinghan was a man. He held her and pressed her into his chest. But at this moment, The voice of another secretary came from the intercom. President, there is a Miss Gao Zhuqing who wants to see you. Gu Qinghan suddenly stopped and frowned. Why is she here? Darling, don't stop, continue. The beautiful secretary did not want to let go of this opportunity, but was pushed away by Gu Qinghan. Go out first. She was very unwilling and stomped her feet. I am already like this. But when he saw her, he immediately did not dare to say anything and left. Gu Qinghan straightened his tie and stood up, putting on another gentle face. Chapter 363. Brother. Her voice was very loud, and her face was always filled with a bright smile. She was full of energy all the time. Why are you here? The school has a sports meeting this afternoon. I have nothing to do, so I came to find you. I didn't disturb your work, did I? Dang dang dang, I specially bought a few cupcakes for you. Aren't they very cute? I don't like sweets. You can have them. This kind of cake is not greasy, and this is a gift I specially prepared for you to thank you for taking care of me some time ago. You won't even refuse the gift, will you? Well, thank you. Eat it quickly or it will melt. Gao Zhuqing urged. He watched Gu Qinghan eat a cupcake before he was satisfied and finished the other 3. Then Gu Qinghan continued to deal with his work, and she sat on the sofa to read. Halfway through, Gu Qinghan received a phone call and said to her, I have to go out. I'm going out for a while. Wait for me here. I'll come back to pick you up in an hour. What's the problem? I don't want to stay here. I want to go with you. Okay, but that place is not very safe. You have to be careful. Gao Zhuqing went there and found out that Gu Qinghan was going to deal with the problems of the developers and the relocated households. A large row of rural houses in the suburbs had almost been demolished. There was only one house left. A middle-aged man in his 40s stood in front of the house, holding a bucket of gasoline and threatening to burn himself. Several people were confronting him, which made Gao Zhuqing's heart jump. Gu Qinghan shouted at him. 5 million is already the highest price. Don't be too greedy. Even if you really burn yourself today, you won't get more. The man held a lighter. I don't want money. I just want my house. My family has lived here for several generations. I don't want to move. It's just a house. Do you want to be buried with it? You black-hearted developers only know how to make money. You don't know anything. I don't know. I only know that it's useless to keep the house when people die. Gu Qinghan hated being threatened the most, so his tone became even colder. I'll be honest with you. Even if you die here today, you won't be able to keep this house. Then I'll die for you to see. No. Uncle, don't be like this. Gao Zhuqing hurriedly shouted. Let's discuss this properly. Don't be rash. What else is there to discuss? Would unscrupulous developers care about our lowly lives in order to make money? Uncle, this kind of thing happens a lot now, but there's no result in the end. If you die, what about your wife? What about the child? How are they supposed to live in the future? If the house is gone, you can buy it again. But if the people are gone, then there's nothing left. The man began to cry. I don't have a choice. I'm useless. I can't protect the house left by my ancestors. I don't have the face to face them, Gao Zhuqing whispered to Gu Qinghan. He must be very conflicted with you guys here. There's no way to talk properly. You guys leave for a while. Let me talk to him. I can't. He's dangerous with gasoline in his hand. I have a way to persuade him. You have to believe me. Seeing that she was so sure, Gu Qinghan hesitated for a while and nodded. Be careful. Gu Qinghan led the group of people away. At first he was waiting in the car, but he still felt very anxious. He got out of the car and paced back and forth. Could a 16-year-old girl persuade someone who wanted to commit suicide? He wasn't sure. What if the man went crazy and wanted to die with her? Thinking of this, Gu Qinghan couldn't wait to go back. But after 2 steps he stopped. If she accidentally died in the hands of someone else, wouldn't it save him a lot of trouble? Gu Qinghan's heart was in a fierce struggle. On one hand he hoped that Gao Zhuqing would die like this. On the other hand he was worried about her. An assistant ran over excitedly. So that person agreed to sell the house. On the way back, Gu Qinghan kept a straight face and didn't say a word. His chest felt like it was pressed by a huge stone. He couldn't breathe at all and felt a little suffocated. He didn't know why he was in a very bad mood. Gao Zhuqing looked at him a few times and asked cautiously. Brother, what's wrong with you? Shouldn't you be happy that he agreed to buy the house? You shouldn't have taken that risk. Have you ever thought that if he couldn't figure it out and hurt you? I must have a certain degree of confidence to do so. I don't want to die either. I know you're worried about me. Don't be angry, okay? Worst comes to worst, I won't interfere in such a situation next time. There won't be a next time. Gao Zhuqing stuck out his tongue. I know. I've promised you. Don't be angry. Gu Qinghan was silent for a while. The matter had passed. There was no point in sulking alone. So he asked, how did you persuade him just now? Guess? Gao Zhuqing kept Wang Yao guessing for a while and then smiled. Actually, it's nothing much. I just thought from his point of view and analyzed the benefits of living in the city, including his children's education, his job, and so on. After that, he thought it through. The house passed down by the ancestors is sentimental, but everyone wants their family to live a better life in the future. This is the most important thing, don't you think? And? Gu Qinghan sighed. Do you think I'm cruel when I said those words to him just now? Not really. I can only say that everyone has their own standpoint. You're in an advantageous position, so it's inevitable that you'll be criticized by the public. If everyone threatens to commit suicide, many places won't be able to develop. I can understand that. Gu Qinghan smiled. I didn't expect you to know so much at such a young age. Being young doesn't mean that I'm inexperienced. I often read the newspaper so I know more. Look, I've helped you solve a big problem. Shouldn't you repay me? Okay, how do you want me to repay you? Gao Zhuqing thought for a moment. You treat me to KFC. That kind of thing is not hygienic. Yes, you said the same thing as Mom. I'm not familiar with Wuxia City, so I don't know where to eat. I don't care, I've done you a big favor, so you have to treat me to KFC. Zhuqing, I don't want to listen to reason, I don't want to listen, I don't want to listen. Gao Zhuqing covered his ears and shouted. I want to eat KFC, I want to eat. Gu Qinghan couldn't help laughing. Just now he said she was mature, but now she was acting like a little girl again, which made him quite speechless. However, he didn't hate it. Instead, he felt it was quite cute. Okay, I'll treat you. The KFC was full and bustling with activity. It took them a lot of effort to find a seat. Gao Zhuqing got a coupon at the door and was studying it carefully. Chicken burger with spicy chicken wings and Coke set? Only 5 yuan cheaper, too little. Also, would it be better to order an old Beijing chicken roll? Gu Qinghan wasn't used to this kind of lively atmosphere. How about we go home and order takeout? No, Mom won't let me eat it. Also, these fast food can only be enjoyed when eaten on the spot. She said and lowered her head to study. Do you need to think for so long just to eat? Of course, there's a discount with coupons, of course I have to choose the most cost-effective one. Gu Qinghan smiled. Don't you think it's a waste of time? On the contrary, I think saving money will make me feel a sense of achievement, even if it's only 1 yuan. You can say I'm used to being poor. Police pay is very low, so my dad gives me very little pocket money. I can only eat KFC once a week. Of course I have to study it carefully. Well, I've decided I want to eat this set. What about you? I don't like fried food. Gao Zhuqing regretfully shook his head. Maturity is a good thing, but brother, aren't you a bit too mature? You're only 21 or 20 today, right? And you're a boy, why do I feel like you're in your 30s? If you don't eat junk food when you're young, you'll regret it later. She nagged for a long time before Gu Qinghan finally compromised. Then I want the same set as you. No, you can order something else, we can exchange. Okay. Oh, by the way, now you can buy a cherry Maruko-chan toy by spending 20 yuan. I want this set, can you buy it for me? Gu Qinghan nodded. It's just a toy, I'll buy it for you whatever you want. Gao Zhuqing blissfully cupped his face. I'm so happy to have a brother, I love you so much. The word love hit Gu Qinghan's heart hard. She just said it casually, but it gave him a big shock. They were enemies, how could she love him? She couldn't love him. Gu Qinghan bought 2 sets and came back. Wow, tiny meatball so cute. Gao Zhuqing grabbed it and kissed it. A strange idea suddenly came into Gu Qinghan's mind. He hoped that she kissed him and not tiny meatball. He was shocked by this idea. Was there a hole in his brain? Brother, you know me so well, I like this one the most, it's super cute. How could Gu Qinghan say that this was the closest to him? Actually, I like Crayon Shinchan better, haha. Wow, finally KFC, I'm so happy. Gao Zhuqing's eyes were glowing. Gu Qinghan looked calm. I don't think there's anything delicious about this junk food. You don't understand, according to research, eating junk food is the happiest. Eat more while you're young because your body's detoxification function is good now. You should eat less as you get older. I love French fries, it tastes best when it's hot. It's so fragrant and crispy, so delicious. Gao Zhuqing grabbed a few and put them in the innermost bowl. Seeing that Gu Qinghan refused to eat, he took one and put it to his mouth. I don't eat this. Come on, don't be so boring, okay? Just eat one, I promise you will fall in love with French fries from then on, and you won't be able to stop. Some people around them were looking at them, thinking that they were a couple. Nowadays, children started dating from primary school, so it was normal for high school students to show their love in public. Moreover, they were a handsome and beautiful couple, a very pleasing pair which made people envious. Gu Qinghan took a bite. The taste was not bad. How is it? Delicious, right? Gao Zhuqing smiled with his eyes narrowed. Chapter 364. Okay. Gu Qinghan's stomach wasn't very good, so it was easy for him to feel nauseous when he ate oily food. However, listening to Gao Zhuqing's vivid description of some things, he didn't feel so uncomfortable. This was also very strange. He had always liked quiet and hated noisy people. Gao Zhuqing was actually quite talkative. She talked all the time and her voice was quite loud. However, he felt more energetic than annoyed by her. Not wanting to be infected by her happiness, Gu Qinghan forced himself to hate her. Her current happiness was built on the foundation that Lin Shumin destroyed his family. Even if she didn't directly cause all of this, she was enjoying the pleasure brought by this sin. Therefore she was also a sinner. He couldn't let her go. Destroying her was the best way to destroy Lin Shumin. Thinking of this, Gu Qinghan interrupted her. Sorry, I suddenly remembered that I have a meeting at 8. I have to go back to the company. Shall I go with you? No need, the meeting will be very late. I won't tutor you tonight. You read for a while and then go to bed. Oh, then at least finish eating before you go, right? It's too late. Except for the hamburger, I didn't touch the other food. Help me eat. Go home early after eating. Gu Qinghan gave her some money. Take a taxi back. Be careful. And bye. Gao Zhuqing continued to enjoy the junk food alone. There was too much food. She ate for half an hour before finishing. She was so full that she wanted to vomit. She probably didn't want to eat KFC for half a month. Because she was too full, she decided to take a walk to digest the food. As she walked to a relatively secluded place. A van suddenly rushed over, and a few burly men rushed out and grabbed her. What are you doing? Let me go. Help. Help. They gagged her, blindfolded her, and tied her up in the van. The darkness amplified his fear. Gao Zhuqing knew that he was dead meat this time. The car drove for a long time. Gao Zhuqing was dragged out of the car and carried for a while. The black cloth covering his eyes was removed. After a while, he regained his sight and found himself in a private swimming pool. 2 strong men held her down, making her unable to move. A tall and slender figure broke out of the water and walked ashore. He had a tall and sturdy figure, snow-white skin, youthful and alluring lines, and that seductive face with some water droplets on it. Su Yuan? Gao Zhuqing shouted. It was indeed him. Only he would do something like kidnapping. Su Yuan smiled at her and waved the 2 bodyguards away. Don't come in no matter what you hear. Yes, young master. Su Yuan grabbed the white towel on the recliner and walked towards her. Gao Zhuqing clenched his fists vigilantly, anger surging to his head. Su Yuan, are you crazy? Or have you watched too many gangster movies and learned to kidnap people? Don't you know it's illegal? You're still so energetic after being tied up for so long. I admire you. I don't have time to play this game with you. Let me go. Even if I let you go, you can't go back. This place is very far from the city. It'll take at least 3 hours to walk by foot. You might encounter danger on the way. Just 2 days ago, a girl was raped here. Are you scaring me? I'm not. You can try if you don't believe me. Then send someone to send me back. If I can send someone to send you back, why would I spend so much effort to catch you? What do you want? Is it not enough to pester me at school? You've already caused a lot of trouble in my life. Can you please stop? You asked for those troubles. If you were with me earlier, it wouldn't be like this. Why should I be with you? It's a society ruled by law now. Do you think it's a primitive society where you can do whatever you want? Su Yuan poured a glass of red wine, swirled the goblet, took a sip, and a meaningful smile appeared on his lips. I have good news and bad news to tell you. The good news is that I admire your endurance. I believe you're not playing hard to get. The bad news is that my patience has been exhausted. I can only ask you one last time. Are you willing to be my woman? He hoped that she could be obedient for once, because he really didn't want to use those means to deal with her. However, he must give Gu Qinghan an explanation. This was the last chance. But as expected, Gao Zhuqing refused. He straightened his back and said without a trace of thinking. In your dreams. Even if I die, I'll never be your woman. Su Yuan furrowed his brows. You forced me to do this. Gao Zhuqing saw danger in Su Yuan's eyes. Although he had threatened and tempted her many times, but this time was different from the past. He could do anything. She wanted to escape, but Su Yuan caught up and pressed her to the ground. Go away. Let me go. Gao Zhuqing kept pushing and struggling, but she couldn't stop the terrifying strength of the person on top of her. He was like a wild beast that had lost his mind, pressing her down and breaking her wings. She had nowhere to run. Don't blame me, Gao Zhuqing, don't blame me. You asked for it. As he spoke fiercely, he tugged at her clothes fiercely. Her clothes were torn, revealing her skin, which stimulated Su Yuan. His actions were incomparably cruel as he pinched her, causing her to cry out in pain. Don't do this. Let me go. Su Yuan, let me go. Help. Oh. Su Yuan, stop. She screamed at the top of her lungs, crying and begging. Shut up. Su Yuan gave her a hard slap, and she tasted the thick taste of blood in her mouth. The pain made her nerves numb. Her consciousness became blurred and her strength became weaker. Su Yuan tore her clothes, but his excitement suddenly caused an intense pain in his heart. He wanted to continue, but his body wouldn't listen to him. His face turned purple as he held his heart and fell down. Save me, he tugged at the corner of her shirt, but Gao Zhuqing kicked him away and ran away in panic. She told herself not to turn back, but after running a few steps she saw Su Yuan twitching on the ground, looking like he was about to die. She couldn't harden her heart and turned back. What's wrong with you? Su Yuan felt like his throat was being strangled. He couldn't breathe and could only grab his heart. You have a heart condition? He nodded. Someone help, help. Gao Zhuqing breathed loudly, but no one came. If she didn't give him emergency treatment, he would die. Heart disease, heart disease. She forced herself to calm down and tried to think of the emergency treatment for a heart disease. Lie down and don't move. She had to make every possible effort. Gao Zhuqing clenched his fingers, straightened his arms and pressed hard on his heart. Once, twice, repeatedly. At the same time, she gave him artificial respiration and alternated the pressure, until his heart returned to normal. She sat at the side, exhausted and still in shock. The doctor came overnight. After resting for a few hours, Su Yuan woke up. Gao Zhuqing hadn't closed his eyes. When he saw him open his eyes, he quickly asked, "Are you okay? Does your heart still hurt?" Su Yuan shook his head. "Water?" Gao Zhuqing quickly fed him. "Why didn't you leave?" She rolled her eyes at him plaintively. "Without your permission, would those bodyguards let me go? You're the one who saved me." "What? Why? Don't you hate me? Why did you save me?" "I hate you, but it's a human life. I can't leave you to die." Gao Zhuqing sighed. "My father is a police officer. He has saved many people. As the daughter of a police officer, how can I watch you die? Even if he's a heinous criminal, he should be handed over to the police. I can't kill him on my own, right?" Su Yuan pursed his pale lips. "You're so silly. You actually saved someone who raped you. If you know how to repay kindness, don't bother me anymore." "I can't do it." But don't worry. I won't treat you like that anymore. What happened today was out of my control. Gao Zhuqing, I admit that I'm a bad person. But I don't know why I don't want to use those dirty means on you. Maybe you're one of the few things that make me feel clean. I don't want to ruin it completely." "What do you mean by out of your control? Who forced you?" Su Yuan hesitated for a while and shook his head. "Nothing. Anyway, I won't hurt you anymore." "Are you serious? You're not just saying that, are you?" "I mean what I say. I never lie. But I still want you to be my girlfriend. Not just for a week." "Here we go again. It seems that you're fine. Can I go back now?" "You don't want to accompany me anymore? I quite like spending time with you." Gao Zhuqing rolled his eyes. "Don't tell me that you fell in love with me because I saved your life. Are you that shallow?" "I'm a shallow person. I'm leaving. Have a good rest." If your heart is not well, don't do those things that make you emotional. You only have one life. It's very precious. Cherish it. After Gao Zhuqing left, Su Yuan picked up his phone. There was a missed call from Gu Qinghan. He called back. It was 4 in the morning, but Gu Qinghan answered in a second. "I hope I heard good news." His voice was heavy and he seemed unhappy. "I'm sorry to disappoint you. She didn't come back tonight. I thought you've already dealt with it. You can't even deal with a woman?" "It's not that I can't deal with her, but I don't want to. Qinghan, you know that she's a good girl. I don't want to hurt her." The other party snorted. When did you become a good person? I'm not a good person, but I also have people that I don't want to hurt. Anyway, I forced myself to do that because of you. When I raped her just now, I suddenly had a heart attack. She saved me. Is that why you can't bear to hurt her? Even if I'm a bastard, I won't bite the hand that feeds me. I can understand your hatred for her, but Gao Zhuqing is innocent. I believe that there are times when you can't bear to hurt her, right? Since you don't want to hurt her, why did you force yourself? You're wrong. I never couldn't bear to hurt her. Since you can't deal with it, I'll do it myself. In any case, I will definitely get back what they owe me. Chapter 365. He used to think it was stupid for two men to turn against each other because of a woman, but now he seemed to be able to foresee the day when he and Gu Qinghan would become enemies. He didn't want to intervene in the grudge between them, but when he thought that Gao Zhuqing was hurt, his heart would ache. He was very clear that he couldn't just watch it happen. Gao Zhuqing sneaked back home. She kept her head down when she ate breakfast in the morning. Last night, as soon as Gu Qinghan spoke, she was so scared that she dropped her chopsticks. What's wrong? I had a meeting until 2 o'clock last night. Oh really? I went to bed very early, I don't know. Gao Zhuqing laughed dryly. Mom and Uncle Gu are not at home? Yes, they went on a business trip. Gao Zhuqing was relieved. Fortunately, she didn't find out. Why is there a wound on your neck? This was accidentally hit last night? It's okay. Anyway, I'm used to being hurt, it hurts. Pay more attention. Okay. Gu Qinghan looked at her and didn't know why he felt very uncomfortable. After he left KFC yesterday, he informed Su Yuan to take action. After that, he had been absent-minded, wondering whether Su Yuan had succeeded or not. If he was ruthless enough, he would definitely succeed. But when the scene of Su Yuan pressing on Gao Zhuqing appeared in his mind, he had an inexplicable anger, as if something that belonged to him was tarnished. But that thought was really ridiculous. He thought that Gao Zhuqing was dirty, so he asked Su Yuan to rape her. How could he have that kind of feeling? But no matter what, since Su Yuan couldn't do it, he had to do it himself. That would undoubtedly be more difficult, and it would also take more time and energy, but he had to do it. For 3 consecutive days, Su Yuan didn't harass Gao Zhuqing. The overwhelming scandal gradually subsided. Everyone thought that she had fallen out of favor and laughed at her behind her back. During lunch, Gao Zhuqing heard a few girls talking about her. I heard that Su Yuan hasn't visited Gao Zhuqing for a few days. Is that true? Of course. The whole school is watching them now. They won't be able to hide even the slightest movement. So, Su Yuan dumped her? Nonsense, Su Yuan is the most handsome guy in our school and he's also a playboy. He's seen all kinds of women, so how could he fall for a little girl who hasn't even fully developed? He probably lost interest in her after Su Yuan got his hands on her. He was such a playboy. He would definitely break up with her after sleeping with her. How could he be serious with her? What kind of joke is this? That's great. Previously, Su Yuan went to look for her every day and caused quite a stir. I was worried that he really fell in love with her. Naive. He's just playing around. It's impossible for him to be sincere. The most unlucky one is Chin Chin. She suddenly transferred to another school. It must have been arranged by Su Yuan. That's because of her stupidity. She actually beat that woman when she was the most favored. Of course, Su Yuan wouldn't let her go. If she had fallen out of favor now, Su Yuan wouldn't care even if he beat her until she was disabled. One of them saw Gao Zhuqing and made a shushing gesture. Stop it. The other one was even more complacent. What are you afraid of? She has fallen out of favor now. Who can she complain to? She's only in the 3rd year of high school and she already wants to seduce a man. She deserves to be played. Exactly. She doesn't know how pretty she is. Does she deserve our Su Yuan? Shameless. Gao Zhuqing had always been indifferent to these sarcastic words. He would take all kinds of shit and pee. She was no different from a toilet. At 8 o'clock, when Gao Zhuqing had just left the school after the evening self-study session, a red sports car stopped in front of her. Su Yuan looked at the car from inside and smiled at her in high spirits. The diamond earrings were shining and he was handsome and unruly. He was like a prince walking out of a comic book. Her little heart was beating fast when she saw him. This Su Yuan was abominable, but he was really handsome. Handsome and naughty men were the most attractive to young girls like them. There were many students around, so Gao Zhuqing quickly got into the car. Her agility was comparable to that of a female agent. You're so proactive. Are you in love with me? Su Yuan asked proudly and winked at her. Gao Zhuqing fastened the seat belt and answered without hesitation. You think too much. I thought you had let me go. I'm burning the incense. Let you go? How is that possible? To be honest, you're not used to me not coming to see you these days. You miss me, right? No. My ears are much quieter now. It feels great. Tisk, you're duplicitous. The way Su Yuan pursed his lips was a little frivolous, but his handsome features seemed to be glowing. Why are you here again? I miss you. Actually, I've wanted to look for you for a long time, but I was afraid that you wouldn't like me. Look at how considerate I am for you now. I know that you don't like to be high profile, so I came to pick you up after class. Gao Zhuqing mocked coldly. Compared to you who repeatedly barged into my classroom and kidnapped me, this is much more low-key. Thank you for the compliment. You're so thick-skinned. Su Yuan was amused. Hey, can you not be so sarcastic when you talk to me? It's not like I've done anything evil to you. Isn't that a crime against heaven and reason? Things that didn't succeed are another matter. In any case, you're not a good person. It's true that I'm not a good person. But it's also true that I won't hurt you again. Other than being handsome, rich, and in addition to that, I'm a man of my word. So you can rest assured. You'll definitely be safe when you're with me. Of course, I'm not saying that you're safe. You're still very attractive to me. It's just that I've learned self-control and can endure it. Gao Zhuqing rewarded him with 2 words. Don't be like this. Can't we be friends? I'm sorry. Since I was young, my dad taught me not to be in the company of jackals and beasts. It's very dangerous. I'm not a jackal or a beast. I'm a little sheep. Gao Zhuqing didn't expect him to suddenly say this. He was amused. Smile. Smiling means that you've forgiven me. Let's write off the past and start anew. Okay. I want to ask, are you very free all day long? Why are you always around me? I like you. Oh, I believe you. It's true. You give me a very special feeling. I feel very comfortable when I'm with you. This is a feeling that no other woman has given me. Actually, you're grateful to me because I saved you, right? This only means that you still have some conscience. It has nothing to do with whether I like you or not. I'm not so stupid that I can't tell the difference between liking and gratitude. Then let me ask you. If I can only have sex with you when I'm 20, will you still be willing to be with me? Su Yuan furrowed his brows. Isn't 20 a little too late? You want to be an old virgin? What a waste. Isn't it better to eat meat earlier and have a taste earlier? See, you're still not willing. I don't want to lie to you. I can't do it. If you love someone, you'll want all of her, including her body. I've never thought that it's a dirty thing for a man to want his own woman. Sex and love complement each other. Sex can even deepen love. I don't deny what you said, but I'm only 16. Okay, I'll take it that you like me a little, but it's impossible between us. Su Yuan was speechless. You said that we can be friends. I can give you a period of assessment. If I find that you're a good person after getting along with you, then I can be friends with you. But I guess you'll lose interest in me soon. No, even as friends, you're a special existence. Su Yuan's words were true. He deliberately turned his head and looked into her eyes. By the way, Chin Chin transferred to another school. I arranged it. Because she hit me? Of course. Would I allow her to touch my woman? Don't worry about her. That woman is used to being domineering in the school and often hits people. I transferred her to another school to get rid of a pest. Okay. By the way, where do you live? Gao Zhuqing told her an address. That's the rich district. I don't see how you look like a rich person. It's not that I'm rich. It's my stepfather. Gao Zhuqing gave him a brief explanation. That's good. Gao Zhuqing felt that Su Yuan was quite considerate. In fact, when she said those things, she was not very willing to hear others say that she felt sorry or sympathized with her. On the contrary, Su Yuan's understatement made her feel more comfortable. Just stop the car in front. No, since I've sent you home, I must send you home. This part of the road isn't very safe. Something happens to you, how am I supposed to live with myself? Besides, I'm still thinking about your virginity. Shameless. The car arrived at the gate of the villa. When Gao Zhuqing was about to get off, Su Yuan directly drove the car in. What are you doing? I'll send you home. But I'm already home. Not yet. After parking the car, Su Yuan just said, the house is nice, and then got off the car. Gao Zhuqing hurried to catch up with him. Who let you in? Since you're here, go in and have a cup of tea. I didn't invite you. I don't need an invitation. Su Yuan. My family will misunderstand if you do this. Then let it be a misunderstanding. He directly dragged her forward. Would having a boyfriend like me be rude to you? Hey you, Zhuqing, you're back. Lin Shumin came up to greet him. This is? My senior. Gao Zhuqing braced himself to answer. Hello, auntie. Su Yuan especially politely shook her hand. I was wondering why Gao Zhuqing is so beautiful. Turns out she inherited your beauty. Indeed, like mother like daughter. Lin Shumin's face blushed from his praise. Not at all. You flatter me. Have a seat, I'll ask the servant to make tea. Thank you, auntie. Su Yuan. Gao Zhuqing gritted his teeth and lowered his voice. Can you hurry and leave? No, auntie invited me to tea. If I leave, won't I not give her face? What the hell are you trying to do? Do you think you're going to meet her parents? Meet her parents? Hey, you're thinking too much. It's normal for classmates to visit each other. You're so unnatural. If your mother suspects our relationship, I won't help you explain. Su Yuan acted as if he was in his own home and sat down in a relaxed manner. Lin Shumin brought the tea over. Chapter 366. Yes. He's a senior this year and is about to graduate. My Qinghan is also a senior, do you know him? I don't know him, but I've heard of his name. His grades are outstanding and he's very famous in our school. Su Yuan praised. Gao Zhuqing remembered that he had never heard of Gu Qinghan's name before and said that he was a bum, which was a completely different person from now. He really likes to act, pretending to be a gentleman. How do you know my Zhuqing? I met her at the freshman party. At first glance, I felt that Zhuqing was very special, so I took the initiative to invite her to dance. Gao Zhuqing almost spat out the tea in his mouth. Lying without even blinking, what an expert. Lin Shumin saw that he was not ordinary, so she asked about his family background. My father is the chairman of the Su Group. The multinational Su Group was very famous in Wuxia City. Lin Shumin's eyes lit up. So you are the son of the chairman. She had heard some bad rumors about him before, but this polite and handsome young man in front of her was not like the rumors at all. Maybe it was made up by the reporters. Moreover, it was normal for a young man to be a little rebellious, and he would naturally mature in the future. In any case, Lin Shumin liked him a lot. Gao Zhuqing was about to be a freshman, and under the condition that it did not affect his studies, it was not a problem to have a boyfriend early. Such a good boy, if she did not hold on to him, he would soon be snatched away. Thinking of this, she became even more enthusiastic towards Su Yuan, and asked a lot of questions. Su Yuan also patiently answered. Gao Zhuqing wanted to interrupt them several times, but he could not get a word in. Chat. His mother was obviously fooled by his fake politeness, and she really had the urge to tear off his mask. Young master, you're back. Gao Zhuqing looked over, Gu Qinghan walked in, and suddenly felt a little unnatural. Brother, Qinghan, you're back. Lin Shumin stood up. Let me introduce you, this is Zhuqing Senior Su Yuan, Su Group's young master. He's the same year as you, he specially sent Zhuqing back. There was emphasis in his words. Gu Qinghan's gaze lingered on Su Yuan for a few seconds before he calmly looked away. I don't know him. How would young Master Gu know a nobody like me? I've often heard of your name, it's like thunder piercing through my ears. Su Yuan also pretended not to know Gu Qinghan. The two of them had been playing together since junior high, but neither of their families knew about it. After all, Su Yuan had a bad reputation in Wuxia City. No one would think that they were close friends. Aunt Lin, I'm going up. I made some snacks. Don't you want some? No, I'm not hungry. Brother? Gao Zhuqing felt that Gu Qinghan's mood was not right. He wanted to follow up, but Su Yuan suddenly said. Didn't you say that there were a few questions you didn't know and wanted to ask me? Gao Zhuqing was a little impatient. It's already 9 o'clock, you should go back quickly. No hurry, I have no class tomorrow. Lin Shumin took the opportunity to say. Then you guys hurry up and do it. After closing the door, Gao Zhuqing's face immediately changed. Su Yuan, are you a follower? Why do you keep pestering me? It's fine that you harassed me at school, but now you even followed me home. Why are you so annoying? I sent you home and you invited me for tea, isn't that a normal etiquette? I think you have ulterior motives. Why do I have ulterior motives? Did I say anything? In my opinion, it's your mother who has ulterior motives. She seems to like me very much and is very warm to me. Su Yuan had a smug expression. Hehe, you misunderstood. My mother is a good person and she is warm to any cat or dog. I don't think so, I think she likes me and wants me to be her son-in-law. How about, after you graduate, we... Su Yuan reached out to pull Gao Zhuqing with a smirk. but she slapped his hand away with disgust. Pa, it was as loud as a slap. You're talking nonsense. You know in your heart whether I am talking nonsense or not. Gao Zhuqing was speechless for a few seconds. Of course, she was not a fool, and she could also see that Lin Shumin liked Su Yuan very much, and this kind of love was likely to extend to another kind of expectation. But this was a unilateral thought of Lin Shumin. For her, it was better to just give her a knife. My mother was deceived by your mask and she thought you were a decent person. Gao Zhuqing sarcastically said. If you are so good at acting, why didn't you get the Oscar? It's not completely acting. I am a son of a wealthy family after all, those manners are the most basic. I can pretend to speak but I can't pretend to have the temperament. Gao Zhuqing felt disgusted. Don't come to my house in the future, lest my mother misunderstands. Don't come, I won't come. Anyway, she will take the initiative to invite me. At that time, don't say that I didn't give you face. Su Yuan casually flipped through 2 pages of the exercise book on the table, which was densely filled with words. You are still reading after the evening self-study session? Of course, do you think I am as idle as you? I am very diligent and eager to learn, okay? It's useless to just rely on books. You have to rely on your brain, understand? Oh, you are a person whose grades are at the bottom, and you still have the cheek to say such words. Isn't that because I don't want to study? If I want to study, I will definitely be the first in the whole school. Su Yuan said confidently. I dare not say anything else, but you are definitely the first in bragging. Why do you like to argue with me so much? Because you are cheap and I can't stand it. Su Yuan laughed, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. You are really too cute. Hey, don't touch me with your hands. Go away. Gao Zhuqing chased him away and closed the book. Don't touch my things. Your brother will tutor you at night. Ah, jealous? Although you and my brother are classmates, the two of you are completely different people. You are a ruffian and my brother is smart, gentle, mature and considerate. Gao Zhuqing's face was full of admiration. He is simply the most perfect man in the world. When she talked about Gu Qinghan, her eyes sparkled. Apart from admiration, there seemed to be a special feeling, which made Su Yuan very worried and couldn't help but frown. You trust him a lot? Of course. He is my brother and he is the best man in the world. Have you ever doubted that he treats you well? Maybe he has other motives? I mean, you are a family and he can't possibly treat you as his biological sister. In order not to arouse her suspicion, he phrased his words tactfully. That is because you are narrow-minded. My brother is great and he treats me well. If you say bad things about him again, I will beat you up. But, don't you dare slander him. Su Yuan was even more worried. Now that he had failed, Gu Qinghan would definitely do it himself. At that time, Gao Zhuqing. There was nothing more painful than being stabbed by the person he trusted the most. He didn't even dare to think about it. At this time, someone knocked on the door and Gu Qinghan walked in. Brother? Gao Zhuqing quickly distanced himself from Su Yuan. Gu Qinghan's gaze fell on the two of them. Aunt Lin is calling you. Then I will go downstairs. She gave Su Yuan a warning look, signaling him not to talk nonsense. Gu Qinghan closed the door. His gentle expression faded, and his face darkened. What are you doing here? Aren't we going to pretend that we don't know each other? Su Yuan teased. Speaking of which, it is quite interesting. We are not gay and we have a secret relationship. Even if we are friends, we have to be sneaky. But if your parents know that you play with me, they will definitely be afraid that I will lead you astray. After all, you have always been the representative of a good student, and I am the model of a bad student. Who would believe that we can be friends? But, after pretending to be a good student and a good son for so many years, don't you feel tired? Or do you have 2 faces to begin with? Which one is the real you? Ignoring his teasing, Gu Qinghan said coldly. Since you can't deal with Gao Zhuqing, stay away from her. Why? I can't be friends with her? I'm afraid your idea is not as simple as being friends. Gu Qinghan mocked. I do like her. Su Yuan looked straight into his eyes and admitted it. Gu Qinghan's chest tightened and he suddenly felt a little angry. Although he had already seen it, but when Su Yuan admitted it himself, it still made him angry. You can't like her. He clenched his fists. That is my freedom. Why can't I like her? Anyone can, but she can't. You know the reason very well. I don't know. The heart can't be forced. Like is like. Gu Qinghan took a step forward. You know my relationship with her. Are you going to be enemies with me because of her? You are my best brother. Besides my family, You are the person I care about the most. Of course, I don't want to be enemies with you. So, I want to advise you to stop. Stop? Do you think I will let Gao Zhuqing go? He was very disdainful of his naive thinking. You know very well that this has nothing to do with her. You shouldn't take revenge on her. Gu Qinghan's eyes emitted a few cold rays of light. Nothing to do with her? How can it have nothing to do with her? Yes, she is not the main culprit that directly caused my parents' divorce. But her current life is built on that foundation. She is the biggest beneficiary. You say it has nothing to do with her? But she doesn't know. She is a simple girl. Most importantly, she trusts you. Do you have the heart to hurt her? She trusts me because I treat her well. There is no gratuitous gratitude. So, everything she has now is given by me. Since that is the case, I have the right to take it back. Qinghan, I am friends with you because you are ruthless enough. You will not be tied down by any meaningless feelings. This is very similar to me. Don't tell me that she has changed you. No, I am still me. Su Yuan explained. But even a beast will have someone who wants to protect. Until now there is only Gao Zhuqing. If I must destroy her, will you go against me? Gu Qinghan's attitude was very clear. This was a choice. Su Yuan could either stand on his side or be his enemy. Don't make things difficult for me, okay? You choose your own path. Anyway, it's impossible for me and Su Yuan to be together. Stop messing around. Zhuqing, I'm going up, don't say any more. Gao Zhuqing ran upstairs in one breath. When she pushed open the door, a murderous intent hit her face. She was confused. They didn't know each other. Where did the murderous intent come from? Was she thinking too much? Su Yuan came back to his senses first. He turned around and smiled at her. I'll go first. You rest early. When he walked in front of her, he touched her head. Gao Zhuqing hurriedly dodged. She subconsciously looked at Gu Qinghan. His face was very ugly. Su Yuan left. Aren't you going to send him off? Gu Qinghan asked in a deep voice. What's there to send him off? Anyway, wherever he goes, he treats it as his own home. He can come and go freely. You don't need to send him off. Gao Zhuqing laughed dryly. Brother, do you still have tutoring tonight? It's very late. Tomorrow. Oh. Gao Zhuqing complained about Su Yuan in her heart. Zhuqing, I want to talk to you about you and Su Yuan. I have nothing to do with him. There's nothing to do with him. Afraid that he would misunderstand, Gao Zhuqing hurriedly clarified. She waved her hand again and again. You think so? That doesn't mean he thinks so. I think he has ulterior motives towards you. Gao Zhuqing thought it was funny. Su Yuan said that Gu Qinghan has ulterior motives towards him. Now Gu Qinghan said that Su Yuan has ulterior motives towards him. Are the two of them not compatible? However, on this matter, she of course stood on Gu Qinghan's side. She nodded in agreement. Maybe a little. He likes to play around. Zhuqing, I originally didn't want to interfere with your relationship with your friends. But you're still young. It's easy to be influenced by others. Especially people like Su Yuan. What kind of character he is. I think you're very clear at school. You can't be friends with this kind of person. Gu Qinghan solemnly said. Gao Zhuqing of course didn't think that Su Yuan was a good person. But when Gu Qinghan said this, she didn't know why she suddenly wanted to speak up for him. I know his reputation isn't good. But I think a lot of people don't understand him. Actually, I think his character isn't that bad. It's just that the side he shows makes people feel that he's terrible. She said this. Was she siding with Su Yuan? Gu Qinghan was very unhappy when he heard this. He also didn't want to admit it. Sour. Su Yuan turned against him for her. But she didn't listen to his advice and protected Su Yuan. When did their relationship become so good? Could it be that they liked each other? The more Gu Qinghan thought about it, the more sour he felt. He still hadn't experienced this kind of feeling. So he still didn't know how to control it. To suppress it. His emotions were written all over his face. Don't tell me I'll slander him? This was the first time his tone was so heavy. Gao Zhuqing trembled. That's not what I meant. I mean, you don't know him very well. I know him. I know him very well. But you don't know him? I don't need to know him. I can tell if he's a human or a ghost at a glance. Gao Zhuqing was very sure that Gu Qinghan had a very strong hostility towards Su Yuan. She could only understand that Gu Qinghan was too worried about her and wanted to protect her. Brother, I know you're very worried about me. But I also have my own judgment. If Su Yuan is really that bad, then even if you don't say anything, I will stay far away from him. In fact, I don't have much contact with him. He sent you home directly. How can you say that you don't have much contact? Well, he might be more enthusiastic. Enthusiastic? I think this is called unaccountably solicitous. He's hiding something. Gao Zhuqing was speechless. In her understanding, Gu Qinghan had always been a modest gentleman. His words were always very gentle and polite. This was the first time he was this acrimonious and unkind. It was as if Su Yuan had offended him. You still have a few months before the exam. You should focus all your energy on the exam. If he keeps pestering you, would you still have the mood to study? He didn't affect my study. Tonight he took up 2 hours of your tutoring time. Gao Zhuqing didn't say anything. Now that he said it, it seemed like it. Gu Qinghan realized his tone was heavy. Afraid of arousing Gao Zhuqing's suspicions, he did his best to ease his expression. Walking a few steps in front of her, his eyes once again revealed a look of concern. Zhuqing, I know my words were heavy just now, but I'm worried about you. You're a very pure girl. You still don't understand the dangers of this world. You also don't understand the human heart. I'm afraid you'll be fooled and trust someone you shouldn't trust. Do you understand? That bit of rebellious mentality from before was diluted by Gu Qinghan's 2 sentences. Gao Zhuqing began to reflect on her own wrongdoings. In the eyes of the vast majority of people, Su Yuan was a devil incarnate. No one would wish for their own people to have a relationship with that kind of person. Especially at such a crucial time in 3rd year. Sometimes isn't she too stubborn? Gao Zhuqing nodded. Go, I know your intentions. I will keep my distance from Su Yuan in the future. And? You know your limits. Alright, it's getting late. Quickly rest. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock sharp. Okay. Good night. Gu Qinghan left. Gao Zhuqing secretly let out a sigh of relief. Only now did she realize that she had been worried about her heart the whole time. Gu Qinghan is admittedly gentle. But he's a powerful man. That kind of magnetic field probably affected her as well, making her a bit nervous. As soon as he left, Gao Zhuqing's phone rang. It was the pink phone that Su Yuan gave her. It only had his number. She usually left it at home. Gao Zhuqing hesitated for a moment. Then she hung up and turned off the phone. The next day it was time for tutoring again. Gao Zhuqing had already prepared everything. Tutoring had become the time she looked forward to the most in the day. Not only could she learn knowledge, but the most important thing was to be with Gu Qinghan. Gu Qinghan walked in. Gao Zhuqing's eyes widened. He usually wore a white shirt. Today he actually came in a bathrobe. He had just taken a shower. His hair was still a bit wet. The beautiful young man's body was fair and slender. He was very sexy. She subconsciously swallowed her saliva. Wouldn't such a visual impact be too tempting? Wouldn't it be too eye-catching? But Gu Qinghan didn't seem to feel anything wrong. He naturally sat down beside her. Why are you looking at me like this? No, I'm not. Gao Zhuqing hurriedly looked away. She covered her face. But she still couldn't hide her nervousness. Your face is very red. Oh, maybe it's because the weather is too hot. Hee. I turned on the air conditioner. Really? The temperature is too high. She hurriedly grabbed the air conditioner remote control and turned it down a few degrees. As a result, she almost knocked over the teacup in her hand. You seem to be in a hurry. You know I'm an impatient person. Can we start now? Okay. Gu Qinghan explained the test paper to her. Gao Zhuqing tried very hard to concentrate. But her line of sight was distracted. She couldn't help but stare at his chest. The large chest muscles exposed in the bathrobe were very attractive. Especially when he bent down, even his abs were faintly discernible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. It was exactly the same as in the manga. It was simply killing her. Gao Zhuqing felt the heat under her nose. Was she going to have a nosebleed? Zhuqing? En? I'm not looking. Gao Zhuqing hurriedly shouted. What are you looking at? She felt pain for her own intelligence. Nothing. Brother, the air conditioner is a bit low. Aren't you afraid of catching a cold wearing a bathrobe? No. But I think it's more comfortable to wear a shirt. And you look more handsome in a shirt. Now the focus is on the test paper. Is it important what I wear? Chapter 368. Did she need to remind him to restrain himself? It was not very reserved for a girl to take the initiative to mention this, right? Just as Gao Zhuqing's mind was in a fierce struggle, Gu Qinghan suddenly asked, Is it because I'm too revealing? Gao Zhuqing nodded her head vigorously, But then she realized something was wrong and quickly shook her head. I just think it's very comfortable to wear this after taking a shower. Actually, it's very normal to dress like this. Is it because you don't get close to guys so you get shy easily? When he asked this, Gao Zhuqing felt even more embarrassed. If she admitted it, she would feel like a pervert. How could she answer that? Gu Qinghan suddenly leaned over and moved his face close to hers. At a very close distance, his deep and charming eyes stared deeply at her, causing her body to involuntarily curl up and tremble. What's wrong? Her throat was trembling violently. I find that the way you blush is very cute, just like an apple, making me want to take a bite. Gu Qinghan's voice was very magnetic, especially when he spoke slowly. It became even more sexy and hoarse. Any woman would melt under his voice, and Gao Zhuqing was no exception. Her fingers clenched and loosened, not knowing what to do. He had always treated her with the distance of an elder brother, speaking and doing things with propriety, but now it was as if he had changed into a different person. Gao Zhuqing felt that he was deliberately teasing her. But she was not sure because Gu Qinghan did not look like a frivolous man. Was she too narcissistic? In fact, Gao Zhuqing did not think too much about it. Gu Qinghan did have the intention to seduce her. From her nervous and shy gaze, he was very sure that she liked him, and this would be the best tool for him to destroy her. There was no crueler injury than personally tearing a woman's heart. And her shy look was also very tempting to him. Perhaps it was intentional, or perhaps it was uncontrollable, but his body could not help but move closer to her. What are you trying to say? An ambiguous and restless atmosphere floated in the air. Gao Zhuqing's body was burning hot, so hot that he felt like he was about to be cooked. Can you not talk so close to me? Her small hand pressed against his chest, and the burning sensation intensified. She hurriedly retracted her hand. Aren't you thinking too much? What are you nervous about? Brother? Gao Zhuqing's entire body went limp. He trembled violently and was about to melt into the ground. Her mind was in a daze and she felt like he was going to kiss her lips in the next second. Ding dong, his phone vibrated. Gao Zhuqing was relieved. He quickly pushed Gu Qinghan away and grabbed the phone. Gu Qinghan glanced at the name. It was Su Yuan. He remembered that Gao Zhuqing didn't use this phone when he first arrived. She wasn't a wasteful person, so this phone must have been a gift from Su Yuan. The joy that was born from the ambiguous atmosphere instantly fell to the bottom and was replaced by displeasure. Gao Zhuqing regretted using the phone as a computer and put it on the table. What did he say? He said there will be a meteor shower tomorrow night and asked if I want to go. Gao Zhuqing hurriedly added. I definitely won't go. I didn't pick up his calls these 2 days. If you don't want him to pester you, can I help you solve it? Gao Zhuqing didn't want to drag Gu Qinghan into this and hurriedly waved her hand. No need. I can solve it myself. Let's continue with the questions. The atmosphere cooled down. It seemed that the ambiguous atmosphere just now was just Gao Zhuqing's illusion. Maybe Gu Qinghan really just wanted to tease her like a sister. She shouldn't think too much about it. At the end of the tutoring session, Gu Qinghan suddenly asked, Do you want to see it? A meteor shower. I haven't seen a meteor shower in my life. I do want to see it. But it's very troublesome on the mountain. Besides, it's too late at 3 in the morning. I'll go with you tomorrow night. We'll camp on the mountain. Ah? Won't it be bad? Are you afraid of me? Of course not. I just don't want to waste your time. It's not a waste of time when it's used on you. Gu Qinghan said something that made people think and then left without waiting for Gao Zhuqing to digest it. She held her face. It was so hot that an egg could be cooked. The temptation of a handsome man. Knock knock. The knock on the door interrupted Gao Zhuqing's reverie. Lin Shumin came in with breakfast. Baby girl, you're awake? Yes, I just woke up. Lin Shumin moved a small table to the bed. Eat breakfast first. It's already past 10. I don't need to go to school and can eat breakfast in bed. Isn't it too happy? Mom, I love you. Gao Zhuqing smiled and took a bite of the sandwich. Oh, it's so delicious. My daughter is so cute. Lin Shumin touched her face. Although she and Gu Ming didn't have a child, it wasn't a big regret for her. Because she had Gao Zhuqing, her proud daughter. That was enough. You didn't grow up when you were young. People said you looked like your father. I was so worried. A girl with single eyelids and small eyes is so ugly. Fortunately, you look more and more like me. Yes, that's why you're so beautiful. Gao Zhuqing said smugly. But you've been with your father for a long time. Your temper is too stubborn and careless like a boy. You're not a lady at all. Dad is a police officer. You should be happy that I didn't become a tomboy. That won't do. I'll change your bad habits bit by bit in the future. It's your 16th birthday next week. Your uncle and I will hold a grand birthday party for you. Ah? Is it necessary? Just buy a small cake and blow some candles. Girls need to be raised well. How can my 16th birthday be so simple? I didn't have the conditions in the past, but now I do. Of course, I have to make my daughter a little princess. Okay then. You make the arrangements. I'm going to invite Su Yuan. Gao Zhuqing almost spat out the milk in his mouth. Why are you inviting him? Are you celebrating my birthday or looking for trouble? I don't want to. He's your classmate. It's normal to invite him. First, I'm only a senior in high school. He's not my classmate. At most, we're classmates. Second, it's not normal to invite him. Your motive is even more abnormal. How can you say that? Lin Shumin patted the back of her hand. Mom is doing this for your own good. Mom even plans to let him be your male companion. I refuse. He thinks I'm difficult. My brother will ignore me if he knows. Lin Shumin frowned. What's going on with you and Su Yuan? Why is he angry? My brother has long told me to avoid Su Yuan. That's normal, okay? You, on the other hand, clearly know that he's a playboy, yet you still push him to your daughter. That's abnormal. How can you talk to Mom like that? Do you think Mom will harm you? I've told you so many things, but you won't listen. I've been through it. I know how to choose the right path from the start. I don't waste time and make the wrong choice. But you just have to be stubborn and refuse to listen to me. You know that I'm stubborn and you're still wasting your breath? Anyway, no way. There's nothing to talk about. Gao Zhuqing waved her hand. Lin Shumin knew that there would be no result if they continued to talk like this. She could only use other methods. How about this? Let Su Yuan be your male companion and give him one last chance. If you still don't like him, Mom promises that I won't mention this matter again. Gao Zhuqing hesitated. If she rejected, she would definitely be nagged to death by Lin Shumin in the future. She might as well cut off all future troubles. Adults always keep their words. You're not allowed to go back on your words. After the tutoring session at night, Gu Qinghan suddenly asked, Do you know that Auntie is going to hold a birthday banquet for you? Yes, Mom mentioned it to me this morning. Then she should have also told you that she wants Su Yuan to be your male companion. I agreed. Gu Qinghan's hand that was holding the book tightened. His tone was obviously displeased. What? I don't have a choice. Mom said that if I agree to give Su Yuan one last chance, she won't mention this matter again. I don't want to be nagged by her about this, so I can only agree. Do you know that there will be a lot of people invited to the banquet that night? If you let him be your male companion, it means that you're admitting your relationship to the outside world. How could the simple-minded Gao Zhuqing think of this? Is it that serious? Then what should I do now? I've already promised my mom. I can't go back on my words. If you don't want to, I can help you. I don't want to. I don't want to go back on my words. You don't want to go back on your words, or are you willing to let Su Yuan be your male companion? The sudden question made Gao Zhuqing speechless. I hate him so much. How is that possible? If you hate someone, you won't compromise so easily. I have no choice. Now you have a choice, but you don't want to change it. Maybe subconsciously, you want him to be your male companion. Gao Zhuqing suddenly felt that he was very unreasonable. He inexplicably put a crime on her. You know I hate him. At least I can't be associated with someone I hate. Brother, I'll ask you again. Are you going to let me handle this matter? Gao Zhuqing was a person who could be persuaded but not cowed. Although she admired Gu Qinghan and respected Gu Qinghan, she didn't like to be threatened like this, so she also toughened up. I will handle my own business. You don't need to interfere. She didn't know that in Gu Qinghan's ears, this sentence meant that she wanted to draw a line between him and her. Did she already think that he was interfering too much and restricting her relationship with Su Yuan? Thinking of this, she suddenly felt a little angry. It seems that you really want him to be your dance partner. In this case, I misunderstood your relationship. It's good that you like him. Why do you say that I like him? Gao Zhuqing held her forehead. At most, my mom likes him. I can't do anything about it. You mean you will marry him because your mom likes him? God, you're thinking too far. Marry? How is that possible? Brother, are you in a bad mood because you're too tired from work today? Why are you being unreasonable? I'm being unreasonable? I'm just meddling in other people's business. If you think that Su Yuan is a good person and are willing to get in touch with him, then I won't bother you anymore in the future. After saying this, Gu Qinghan turned and left. Brother? Gao Zhuqing stepped forward and grabbed his arm. Chapter 369. Rest early. Good night. Gu Qinghan pushed her hand away and strode away. In fact, he was running away from his anger and his concern for her. He didn't know why he cared so much about Gao Zhuqing's feelings for Su Yuan. It wasn't just because he was worried that it would ruin his plan. It was more like he was jealous. He was shocked by this thought. He was jealous of Gao Zhuqing. How was that possible? Even if he was a lunatic, he wouldn't do such a ridiculous thing, okay? But if it wasn't jealousy, how could he explain the sourness and frustration in his chest? That feeling was getting stronger and stronger. This was the third time he lost control, and he wasn't sure what would happen next time. No, he couldn't drag it on any longer. He had to carry out his plan immediately. Otherwise, he was afraid that he would become like Su Yuan, unable to be cruel to her. After asking about Su Yuan's class schedule, Gao Zhuqing was waiting for him outside the building. After class, the students walked out of the door, talking and laughing. Gao Zhuqing waited for a while and caught sight of Su Yuan. He walked sloppily and felt like he was tiptoeing with every step. He didn't look proper and looked like a hooligan. Their eyes met briefly, and Su Yuan pretended not to see her and continued to walk forward. Gao Zhuqing didn't expect him to treat her like air. She walked over, but Su Yuan ignored her. Su Yuan, stop. Gao Zhuqing called him softly, but she was sure that he heard her. He just couldn't be bothered to talk to her. She stood in front of him. I'm talking to you. Hey, when did you come here? Why didn't I see you? Don't pretend. You clearly saw me just now. I really didn't. He gestured with his hand to show her height. You're too short, way below my line of sight. I couldn't see you. You're looking for me? Nonsense. There are many people here. Come with me. Gao Zhuqing walked a few steps. When he turned around and saw that Su Yuan was not following him, he waved at him. Come quickly. I'll go just because you tell me to? Treating me like a dog? I'm very busy and have no time for you. Hey, don't go. I have something to tell you. If you have anything to say, say it here. I'm too lazy to leave. Su Yuan's hands were in his pockets, and he didn't want to move even a single step. There are many people here. So what? Don't you have nothing to do with me? Afraid of others talking about it? Sneaking around, do you think you're doing underground work? Gao Zhuqing had always been the one pestering him. Now that the two of them had switched positions, Gao Zhuqing was at a loss and could only bite the bullet. It's my birthday next Tuesday. I want to invite you to be my date at my birthday banquet. Me? Su Yuan pointed at his own nose and asked in an exaggerated manner. You must have mistaken me for someone else. I'm the person you hate the most. You can't even hide from me, yet you want me to be your partner? Did I hear you wrongly? It's not my intention. It's my mom. I'm not free. Why are you like this? What about me? You didn't answer my calls before. When I looked for you, you treated me as a germ and even asked your brother to beat me up. Now that I'm not pestering you, you come and look for me instead. Do you think that I'm so despicable that you can order me around as you please? Or are you the cheap one? Do you feel lonely when I don't look for you? Can you not be so mean? Gao Zhuqing was depressed. Actually, I don't want to trouble you, but my mom insisted that I invite you. She said that if you become my partner, I still have no feelings for you and will not mention this matter again. Su Yuan suddenly felt that it was ridiculous. When she took the initiative to look for him for the first time, he was a little happy in his heart, thinking that she cared a little about him. But the truth was actually like this. Besides being ridiculous, there was also a little sadness. But as arrogant as he was, of course he would not show those emotions. He just coldly twitched the corner of his mouth. In the end, you still want to get rid of me. You don't want to talk to me anymore, do you? Don't you want to get rid of me? Su Yuan wanted to scold her for being stupid. Couldn't she see that he was just throwing a tantrum? How could he want to get rid of her? All along, the person he wanted to get rid of had always been her. Not only that, what she said to him was a complete insult to him. Su Yuan couldn't wait to ignore her in the future, but he endured it and smiled faintly. Okay, I can attend your birthday party and be your male companion. As soon as Gao Zhuqing heard this, she knew that there were conditions and waited for him to finish. Sure enough, after a few seconds, Su Yuan continued. But you have to let me kiss you. You're being a hooligan again. How about it? Are you willing? Su Yuan suddenly leaned over and kissed her lips. Gao Zhuqing was caught off guard and was petrified. That kiss did not fall. His lips only stopped at the corner of her mouth, but in the eyes of others they were kissing. All the students were stunned. Kissing in front of so many people was too bold, not to mention that Gao Zhuqing was only a third-year high school student. If you let me kiss you, you can get rid of me forever? She seemed to wake up from a dream and pushed him away. Don't even think about it. You didn't avoid it just now, right? I was scared by you. Really? But I would like to understand that subconsciously, you can't resist my kiss. Don't be so narcissistic and disgusting. Gao Zhuqing said with disdain. With so many people watching, he didn't know what kind of rumors would spread. If you don't agree, then forget it. Pretend I didn't say anything. She turned her head and wanted to leave, but Su Yuan reached out and stopped her. Accompany me to dinner and I will agree. I promise it's just dinner, I won't touch you. She stared at him suspiciously. Seeing that he didn't want to lie, she agreed. Su Yuan turned his head silently. A slender figure stood under the tree, and the man's face was frozen. The restaurant was located at the top of the mountain with floor-to-ceiling glass windows. One could enjoy the entire city's night view from 360 degrees. Music, candlelight dinner, everything was available and the environment was very romantic. Gao Zhuqing looked out of the window and sighed. Rich people and ordinary people like us see the world from a different perspective. The night view here is really beautiful. What's the difference? No matter how beautiful it is, it's the same after looking at it for a long time. It's the same for women. Su Yuan held a cigarette in his mouth and stared at her face. He suddenly felt that this was the only face that he could never get tired of looking at. How did you find this restaurant? The moment Gao Zhuqing opened his mouth, he felt silly again. That's right. With money you can see all kinds of beautiful scenery. But there are also things that money can't buy, like you. Su Yuan touched his lips and teased. Do you think that even if I spend 1 billion on you, you won't be my woman? 1 billion? Am I worth that much? It sounds tempting, but money can't buy true love. Maybe. Young Master Su, Miss Gao, your couple's meal. The steak was in the shape of a heart and was decorated beautifully with the side dishes. Gao Zhuqing couldn't help but take out her phone to take a picture. Su Yuan laughed at her. Why are you so tacky? Gao Zhuqing made a face at him. I'm tacky. What does it have to do with you? Red wine? Don't try to get me drunk and take advantage of me. Don't worry, I'm not that dirty. That's hard to say. Anyway, you're not a straightforward person. Su Yuan smiled and poured her a glass. This red wine costs more than 1 million. It's a waste not to drink it. So expensive. You're too extravagant. Gao Zhuqing's heart ached. Extravagant? I don't have any concept of money now. After all, there are many things more valuable than money. That's because you're rich. You'll know how important money is when you're poor for a week. Considering that the red wine was expensive, Gao Zhuqing still took a sip. Well, it's delicious. A wine worth 1 million is indeed different. I want to ask you a question. Why don't you accept me? Don't say that I'm playing with feelings and don't say that I'm a scum. Let's talk about you. Is it because you already have someone in your heart so you can't accept me? I have someone in my heart? Oh, Gu Qinghan. Su Yuan stared at her eyes. When she heard that name, there was an obvious fluctuation in her eyes. But Gao Zhuqing laughed as if he had heard a joke. I like my brother? Are you crazy? Your thoughts are too complicated. Is that the only thing a woman can feel for a man? I like him, but it's a sister's love for her brother. It's not what you think. Only you know whether it's true or not. But Gao Zhuqing, I have to remind you that even an ordinary family will find it difficult to accept you two together, let alone the prominent Gu family. Gu Ming will not allow such a thing to happen, nor will your mother. It's impossible for you two to be together. Do you understand? Gao Zhuqing wanted to laugh at him for thinking too much. But she didn't know why she felt guilty. She didn't dare to look him in the eyes and denied it dryly. No, it's nothing. Also, even if you don't like to hear it, I have to say that Gu Qinghan is not as simple as you think. You can even say that he is not the person you think he is at all. If you trust him too much, you'll be hurt in the end. Enough, stop it. Gao Zhuqing looked unhappy. I can understand what you said before, but what right do you have to say bad things about my brother? Do you know him? You don't even know him. What right do you have to criticize his behavior? Don't think that everyone has the same character as you just because you have a problem with your character. My brother is the best man. Su Yuan knew it would be like this, but he couldn't help it. He couldn't help feeling distressed at the thought that she would be hurt in the future, but he couldn't stop it. The meal was not very pleasant. After the meal, Gao Zhuqing was about to leave, and Su Yuan sent her back. She didn't realize that she had fallen asleep in the car. When she woke up, she found herself still in Su Yuan's car. The car was parked at the gate. "Well, we're here?" Gao Zhuqing rubbed his eyes. "I'm so sleepy. How long did I sleep?" 3 hours. 3 hours? It's already 12 o'clock now? Why didn't you wake me up? I saw you sleeping so soundly, so I couldn't bear to wake you up. Subconsciously, Su Yuan also hoped to spend more time with her. He watched her sleep for 3 hours, but he didn't feel bored at all. "I have to tutor tonight. It's all your fault." Chapter 370. Lin Shumin stopped her in the living room. "Who are you having dinner with? Why are you so late? Is it Su Yuan?" "Yes." Gao Zhuqing was in a hurry to leave. "Really? I told you Su Yuan is a very good boy. As long as you interact with him a few more times, you will definitely like him. How do you feel?" "Mom, there is nothing between him and me. At most we are friends." "Many people start with being friends first. It's not like that. Oh, I'm going to sleep." Gao Zhuqing rushed back to the room. It was exactly 12 o'clock. Gu Qinghan got up and was ready to leave. "Brother?" "Yes." He replied faintly and did not look at her. "Brother, I am sorry I forgot the time." "Forgot the time?" Was she so happy with Su Yuan that she forgot the time? Gu Qinghan could not suppress his anger. For the whole night, his mind was repeatedly replaying the scene of Su Yuan kissing her during the day. His heart was in pain and his brain was bombarded. Moreover, she was with Su Yuan the whole night. What exactly did the two of them do? Gu Qinghan felt that his emotions were about to collapse. If he did not leave, he did not know what terrible things he would do. The solid geometry tutoring is almost done. You can review by yourself in the future. Gao Zhuqing was anxious. "But there are still many things I don't understand." "Brother, I am sorry. I thought I could come back in time." "Who knew in the car?" "You don't need to explain. I don't care about that." "Brother, are you angry with me?" "You misunderstood. Why should I be angry?" Gu Qinghan's tone was stiff. There was no expression on his face, but the back of his hand was very tight. "Brother, I need you very much." Gao Zhuqing was still eager to fight for it. But in Gu Qinghan's ears, it was a kind of sarcasm. If she needed him, she would not let him wait for 3 hours. "You don't need me to tutor you. There are other people. I think you will be very happy." "Are you talking about Su Yuan?" "How could that be? He didn't know anything, okay? Also, he and I are not like what you think, brother." "I don't want to hear it. Good night." Gu Qinghan left with chills all over his body. That night, Gu Qinghan drank the whole night. In the blink of an eye, it was the day of the birthday banquet. The decorations were quite grand. The entire villa was decorated with pink balloons, full of the sweet atmosphere of a young girl. However, as the female lead, Gao Zhuqing was not in the mood. These days, Gu Qinghan was rarely at home. It was as if he was deliberately avoiding her. Even if they met occasionally and she wanted to talk to him, he would only say a few perfunctory words to her. This made her feel very depressed and she didn't know how to improve their relationship. Lin Shumin exclaimed as she personally put on makeup for Gao Zhuqing. "Darling daughter, you're too beautiful. Even when I was young, I couldn't compare to you." Gao Zhuqing let her toss and turn, and absent-mindedly looked at herself in the mirror. A head of black hair cascaded down, tied with a pink bow. She was also wearing a pink dress, like a pink rose in the morning. Her whole body was pink and tender. Beautiful is beautiful, but the person she cared about couldn't see it. Thinking of this, Gao Zhuqing was not in the mood to appreciate. "Don't you think it's beautiful?" "It's okay, a bit too pink. Pink is most suitable for a 16-year-old girl. Tonight, you are the most beautiful little princess." Su Yuan was already waiting at the door. When Gao Zhuqing came out, he sighed with a particularly straight man. "Why are you so pink?" Gao Zhuqing rolled her eyes at him. "I'm just so pink, is it an eyesore?" "Zhuqing, how can you say that?" Lin Shumin smiled amiably and praised. "You are very handsome today." "Thank you, auntie, you are very beautiful too." Su Yuan's gaze fell on Gao Zhuqing. At first glance, he was not used to her dressing like a girl, but after a few more glances, he felt that she was very beautiful, pink and delicious, like a sweet cake, making him want to take a bite. He had always liked that kind of hot and sexy woman, but it was not bad to change occasionally. He reached out his hand like a gentleman and Gao Zhuqing had to hold his arm. She was not used to wearing high heels and almost sprained her ankle. She was shocked. Su Yuan teased. People say that you don't look like a crown prince in a dragon robe, and you don't look like a princess in a dress. What do you look like? Yes, like a pink cake that can walk upright. Gao Zhuqing secretly pinched him. At the banquet, the villa was brightly lit. Gao Zhuqing and Su Yuan, a handsome man and a beautiful woman, were very eye-catching, and they were the focus of attention wherever they went. President Gu, it turns out that your daughter and young Master Su are a couple. It seems that the cooperation between the Su and Gu enterprises will be closer in the future. The future of money is limitless. The guests praised them. Gao Zhuqing had heard too many guests flattering her and Su Yuan that night, and she had goosebumps. Gu Qinghan was right. Su Yuan's appearance as her male companion was tantamount to announcing their relationship to the outside world. She had not thought of this before and had fallen into Lin Shumin's trap. Now, in front of so many people, it was not good to deny it. You must feel good after being praised for the whole night, right? Su Yuan whispered in her ear. The smile on Gao Zhuqing's face had stiffened. You think I didn't pinch you hard enough? Why not? I've never seen a woman who is more ruthless than you. My arm is bruised. How could you lay your hands on such a handsome face? You're too cruel. Who asked you to have such a cheap mouth? I'll tell your mother later that you murdered your husband. Who's my husband? Don't talk nonsense. So many people know about our relationship, and you still want to deny it. Gao Zhuqing rolled her eyes. Her eyes had been looking around, but she could not find Gu Qinghan the whole night. She pulled Lin Shumin aside and whispered, "Why didn't I see my brother tonight? He's in his room, he's been busy in the company recently. But this is my birthday dinner, how can he be absent? Why do you always care about him? Su Yuan is your male companion, you should get along well with him. Isn't it because of you? I didn't expect to be misunderstood at all, it was you who set me up. Mom is just doing it for your own good. Don't say such things, I don't like to hear it." Gao Zhuqing interrupted her. "Anyway, you must keep your promise, don't matchmake us in the future. Okay, but you're already fated. Even if Mom doesn't matchmake you, I think Su Yuan will look for you himself. The more I look at him, the more satisfied I am, you have to grasp it well." Gao Zhuqing was helpless and could only brace herself to continue this show. When he followed Su Yuan to toast others, Gu Qinghan came over. He was staggering, his face was red and his hair was messy like a drunkard, which was very different from his usual appearance. "Brother, why did you drink so much wine?" Gao Zhuqing hurriedly let go of Su Yuan and went forward to support him. "I'm happy for your birthday." Gu Qinghan squinted his eyes and said drunkenly. Su Yuan felt a strong sense of enmity. He felt like he was about to be hacked into pieces. "Zhuqing, happy birthday to you. As your big brother, I really want to protect you, but you already have another flower protector by your side, I'm afraid you don't need me. I'm extra now, right? Brother, you drank too much." Gao Zhuqing snatched the goblet from his hand. "I'll send you back to your room." Lin Shumin came over. "What happened?" "Brother drank too much, I'll send him back to his room." "The cake is about to be cut, you can't leave, I'll ask the servant to send him back." "But, no buts." Lin Shumin called the servant and handed Gu Qinghan to her. "Send young master back to his room." "Yes, madam." "Mom? Don't worry about it, today is your birthday banquet, you just take care of the guests, I'll handle the rest, quickly go with Su Yuan." Lin Shumin kept urging and pushed them away. A group of well-dressed VIPs surrounded Gao Zhuqing. In the past few years, she and her father spent her birthday in the small house. Sometimes her father worked overtime and didn't even have time to accompany her, and the next day he would make up a small gift or something. This was the first time such a grand thing happened. But although it was grand, although it was lively, it made Gao Zhuqing feel very uncomfortable. Birthday celebrations were meant to be with one's closest family, warm and simple. Now there were so many people, all of whom she didn't know, and it felt more like she was putting on a show for them. She uncomfortably accepted the blessings of everyone, but her mind was full of Gu Qinghan. He had always been a person with a sense of propriety, so something big must have happened for him to be so drunk. After the cake was cut, Gao Zhuqing found a chance to slip away. She went up to the second floor and gently pushed the door open. The light in the room was not turned on, and there was a strong smell of alcohol. It didn't smell like a day or two, but like a meal that had gone bad overnight, very smelly. "Brother? Brother?" Gao Zhuqing pressed the switch twice and the light was broken. She faintly saw a figure sitting next to the floor-to-ceiling window, looking very dispirited. exuding a sense of despair. Brother? Gao Zhuqing suddenly felt a little scared. After taking 2 steps, her foot touched something and rolled away. She lowered her head and saw that the floor was littered with empty wine bottles. More than 10 bottles. God. How much did he drink? Gao Zhuqing walked to him, squatted down and asked anxiously. Brother, what's wrong with you? Why did you drink so much? Gu Qinghan lowered his head, his right hand on his knee holding a wine bottle. Gao Zhuqing wanted to take it away, but he pushed her away and shouted in a rough voice. Don't care about me? What's wrong with you? Today, isn't it your birthday party? Why are you here? I'm worried about you. Why did you drink so much? Is there something on your mind? Tell me. Is it a problem with the company? Her? Gu Qinghan raised his head and looked straight at her. Without the lens, his eyes were even colder, causing Gao Zhuqing's heart to tremble. He suddenly became like a wild beast, causing her to be afraid. Can you solve my problem? He said sarcastically. Even if I can't solve it for you, at least I can listen to you. Is it because of the company? Gu Qinghan sneered. If it's not because of the company, is it because of me? Are you still angry with me? I'm sorry, but I didn't do it on purpose. Please listen to my explanation. There's really nothing between me and Su Yuan. Gu Qinghan mocked. Chapter 371. I didn't expect it to be so grand at first. I thought it was just, didn't expect it? Did you not expect it? Or are you like your mother, enjoying the feeling of having a foot in 2 boats? Are you that cheap? Gao Zhuqing was shocked. She didn't expect him to say that about her mother. Didn't he always respect her mother? She could only find excuses for him. He was drunk and didn't know what he was talking about. Don't drink anymore. I'll help you to the bed to rest. I'll get the maid to bring the antidote. I said don't mind me. Gu Qinghan pushed her hand. Brother. I said don't mind me. Didn't you hear me? Gu Qinghan roared. Under the dim light, the veins on his forehead were throbbing like a terrifying beast. Gao Zhuqing's pupils suddenly contracted. Brother, don't be like this, okay? You're scaring me. Really? Then get lost. I don't want you to be a busybody. I'm worried about you. You're worried about me? Why are you worried about me? You're my brother? Shut up. Gu Qinghan pointed at her face. His eyes were so fierce that it looked like blood was about to drip out. I'm not your brother. Don't call me that again. Brother. I said don't call me that again. Leave or you'll regret it. Gao Zhuqing felt danger. Her heart was filled with fear, but she couldn't stop worrying. The person she cared about the most was tortured by pain and became another terrible person. She hoped that she could do something to alleviate his pain. I don't know why you suddenly became like this, but I know that these are not from your heart. When people are in pain, they will often say things that are against their heart. I don't blame you. Stop pretending to know me. You don't know what kind of person I am. After pretending for so many years, even he gradually didn't know what kind of person he was. How could she know? No, I know. No matter what, you're good to me. I can feel it. Her stubbornness and naivety made Gu Qinghan feel like a complete idiot. Seeing her standing so beautifully next to Su Yuan tonight, every cell in his body surged with a strong urge to tear her apart. However, he couldn't bear to do that, so he could only force himself to escape. But why was she still pestering him? He was afraid that he would not be able to control himself. Leave. I'm not leaving. Why are you forcing me? Gu Qinghan roared. Let me help you to the bed. Before Gao Zhuqing could reach out, Gu Qinghan suddenly pounced on her, grabbed her neck and pressed her against the wall. Bang. The back of Gao Zhuqing's head hit the wall, and his eyes turned white from the pain. I gave you a chance. You asked for it. Gu Qinghan was like an angry beast, tightly strangling her neck, and constantly exerting strength, as if he wanted to strangle her to death. Gao Zhuqing was out of breath. Brother. What are you doing? Let go. Damn it, don't call me brother, I'm not your brother. All this time I've been acting, do you understand? Do you know what I'm thinking when I see you? I want to destroy you. You're drunk? You don't know what you're talking about. Let go of me. Gao Zhuqing grabbed his hand, trying to push him away, but the strength of his hand was so terrifying that she couldn't move. No, I'm not drunk, I'm very sober now. Gu Qinghan kept increasing the strength of his fingers, cruelly admiring her desperate look, and whispered in her ear. I've thought about this day for a long time, but you only have yourself to blame. Gao Zhuqing could no longer make a sound. The darkness made her fear deeper, making her even more desperate. Gu Qinghan's face swayed in front of her. She suddenly felt that the person in front of her was the real Gu Qinghan, and not just the effect of alcohol. You deserve to die. Gu Qinghan threw her to the ground. Gao Zhuqing was thrown a few meters away. She covered her throat and coughed violently, and her tears came out. Cough cough, cough cough cough. Gu Qinghan walked over slowly. Don't you want to know why I'm in pain? Don't you care about me? Let me tell you, it's all because of you. Gao Zhuqing felt weak all over and she shrank back. Brother, tonight it's time for you to pay for everything. Gao Zhuqing kept crawling back, but Gu Qinghan grabbed the back of her head and pulled her closer to him. You're hurting me, let go. Pain? Do you know what pain is? Tonight you'll know what it's like to be in agony. Looking at his horrifying eyes, Gao Zhuqing couldn't imagine what he would do. She regretted not leaving earlier, but now it's too late to escape. That feeling was like when you wanted to save a prince, but found out that there was a demon hidden in his body, and she had awakened that demon. Her pale lips trembled and she kept making sounds of fear. What? Are you afraid? Regret? Gu Qinghan smiled. His smile was incomparably gentle, but his voice was incomparably ghostly. Like a devil's claw of sin, tightly clutching Gao Zhuqing's heart. Her throat kept choking. I told you to leave, but you insisted on being a busybody. You're courting death, don't blame me. Brother, don't be like this. I know this is not the real you. I've already said you don't understand me at all. I've thought about this day for a long time. Chichi, you fascinate me. Gu Qinghan caressed her face, feeling her trembling. You're my brother? Shut up, don't call me that again. Gu Qinghan suddenly roared. I don't want to be your brother at all. He grabbed her hair, forcing her to look up. Don't you like me a bit? Just in time to compare, me and Su Yuan, whose skill in bed is better, can satisfy you more. Gao Zhuqing looked at him in horror. I haven't done anything with him. Oh? Then you want to leave your pure body to me? Zhuqing is so obedient. Brother? As soon as Gao Zhuqing called out, Gu Qinghan forcefully pulled her hair, clearly very dissatisfied with this form of address. Zhuqing, let me properly love you. Don't. Let me go. Gao Zhuqing struggled with all her might. She would rather die than be abused by him like that. But she was too weak, unable to push him away. Let me go. Let me go. Gu Qinghan threw her to the ground, using his legs to press her down. He lowered his head and bit her lips. Oh, don't. Help. Help. Gao Zhuqing screamed for help, but unfortunately everyone was in the garden. No one heard her. Let me go. But right now Gu Qinghan had already lost his reason. Her cry for help instead stimulated him, making him go crazy with excitement, his nose opening and closing. You can't escape, Zhuqing. You're mine. Gu Qinghan pressed down on her body, tugging at her clothes forcefully, tearing her princess dress. She was so pure, so white, so dazzling. Help. Help. A terrifying nightmare enveloped Gao Zhuqing. What was even more terrifying than what was about to happen was that the perpetrator was the person she trusted the most. She was in so much pain that she wished she could die at this moment. Brother, I beg you. Let me go. I beg you. She cried, begging with all her might, but she was unable to stop the man on top of her who had already gone crazy. In a panic, Gao Zhuqing felt a wine bottle and fiercely smashed it towards Gu Qinghan's head. Ping! Glass flew in all directions. Gu Qinghan's head was smashed, bleeding. Gao Zhuqing took the chance to escape, but fear had already made her legs weak. She could only crawl outwards. She crawled towards the light at the door as if she was in a hurry to escape from hell. But after a short period of dizziness, Gu Qinghan once again caught up. Riding on top of her, Gao Zhuqing let out a cry of despair. Gu Qinghan's head was covered in blood. Even more terrifying than before, he slapped her across the face. The sky was filled with pain. Gao Zhuqing felt as if she was torn into two halves. Zhuqing. You're mine, do you hear me? You're mine. When Su Yuan came back from the washroom and did not see Gao Zhuqing, he immediately realized where she went up to the second floor and heard a cry of despair. He went over and saw Gu Qinghan pressing on top of Gao Zhuqing. Bastard. Su Yuan rushed up, pulled Gu Qinghan away and fiercely punched him. Gao Zhuqing cried like a broken doll, so miserable, desperate, pitiful. He had never seen such a tragic scene before. He took off his jacket to cover her body, carried her and left. Zhuqing. Zhuqing. Let go of her. Gu Qinghan wanted to chase, but he could not stand steadily and tripped over the sofa. Su Yuan brought Gao Zhuqing back to his apartment. She laid on the bed without a sound, the makeup on her face was already ruined by her tears. She did not cry nor did she make a fuss, just sitting there in despair, making Su Yuan's heart ache even more. He never thought that in such a short period of time he left, such a thing would actually happen. Gu Qinghan, gnashing his teeth as he called out his name. Su Yuan regretted not stabbing him to death just now. I called your mom and said you can stay here for a few days, she agreed. Are you cold? Su Yuan added another blanket for her, tightly wrapping her. Your face is hurt. His finger just touched her. Gao Zhuqing was scared and moved away. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. You're safe here. Don't think about anything, just have a good sleep. Su Yuan said a lot of things to her, but Gao Zhuqing seemed like she could not hear it and did not respond. He sat on the sofa, quietly watching her. A few hours later, when Gao Zhuqing fell asleep, he quietly walked over and covered her with the blanket. Don't. Let go. I beg you. No? Brother. No. Brother. Help. She was still restlessly calling out in her dream. That voice to Su Yuan was a kind of torture. His heart had already been torn to pieces. In the next few days, Gao Zhuqing's condition did not improve. Every day she just sat there in a daze as if her soul had been taken away. Not showering for a few days, her body began to stink. Her round face deeply sunk, losing its luster. Su Yuan brought a bowl of porridge to feed her. I know your heart is uncomfortable, but you haven't eaten for a few days if this goes on. He sighed. Zhuqing, don't torture yourself like this, okay? If you hate him, you should try to take revenge on him, not torture yourself. Chapter 372. Ring ring ring. The phone in the living room rang. Hello. Where is she? Gu Qinghan? Su Yuan called, then lowered his voice. You still have the face to call me? How is she? What do you think? She didn't eat or drink for a few days, just sitting there. Are you satisfied now? I'm drunk? Don't use being drunk as an excuse. You wanted to do this a long time ago, didn't you? Congratulations, you achieved your goal. Gu Qinghan, although I'm not a good person, I really want to curse your 8 generations of ancestors. Are you still human for doing this? I want to see her. You still think she's not miserable enough? If she sees you now, do you believe she'll directly jump off a building? Do you really want to force her to death? Then what now? How would I know? I'll take care of her from now on, don't disturb her anymore. Another day passed. After dusk, the sky darkened, the room was deathly silent. Su Yuan stood at the door and silently looked at Gao Zhuqing for a long time, then walked in and sat by her bed. I know you're in pain right now, but there are some things I have to tell you. Zhuqing, I want you to understand, suffering for that kind of person is not worth it. I warned you before, Gu Qinghan is different from what you see, but you didn't listen to me, saying I don't understand him. But, in fact, we've known each other for a few years, we're very good brothers, at least in the past. Gao Zhuqing's gaze rippled for a moment, then there was a trace of focus. Gu Qinghan, he, in front of you, is all acting. Ever since his mother left home, he changed into a different person. We've been going to nightclubs together since junior high, playing with women together, fighting together. In any case, he's done all the things I've done. Maybe we're the same kind of people. No one would believe it. After all, in everyone's eyes, we're two extremes. I approached you not by accident, but he told me to. He hates your mother, so he wants me to take revenge on you. After saying these words, Su Yuan wanted to slap himself a few times. If I didn't have a heart attack that night, I might have done something that I would regret for the rest of my life. You saved me. After that, I told Gu Qinghan that I wouldn't hurt you. I also told him to give up on revenge, but he refused. I wanted to protect you, but you didn't believe me. Pa! A heavy slap landed on Su Yuan's face and he closed his eyes. Yes, I deserve it. Hit me then. You are not human. Gao Zhuqing gritted his teeth and cursed. You're right, I'm not human. If I had told you earlier, this wouldn't have happened. But I've always treated him like a brother, you know? I've been in a lot of pain. On one side is my brother and on the other side is you. I don't know what to do. I always thought that if I could make you fall in love with me, maybe, no matter what, I'm sorry. I'll compensate you however you want. Really, I'll do anything you want me to do. I said so much just to let you know that Gu Qinghan treating you well is a conspiracy. You don't deserve to be sad for that kind of person. If you're willing, I want to take care of you for the rest of my life. I'll marry you, Zhuqing. The past is the past, I won't mention it again. In my heart, you're still the purest. Gao Zhuqing sneered. What is this? You said compensation? No, I like you. For you it's just atonement. But I don't need it. I don't want to have anything to do with you or him. Zhuqing, get out, I don't want to see you. Late at night, Su Yuan was sitting in the living room in a daze when the doorbell suddenly rang. He immediately realized who it was. This apartment is very hidden, but Gu Qinghan still found it. Su Yuan opened the door with killing intent. You still have the face to come, are you courting death? Gu Qinghan had lost a lot of weight. His whole face was sunken and his eyes were bloodshot, looking very scary. She's inside? I want to see her. She doesn't want to see you, scram. I have something to say to her. Gu Qinghan tried to barge in, but Su Yuan blocked in front of him. If you want to see her, you'll have to step over my dead body. If you still treat me as a brother, then, from the moment you raped her, we're no longer brothers. Su Yuan said coldly. Gu Qinghan was stunned for a moment. I don't have a brother like you. What are you doing? Pretending to be noble and great? Gu Qinghan ridiculed. What kind of good person are you? The things you did are much dirtier than me. Have I said anything about you? Why are you pretending to be a hero now? I'm not a hero, but Gao Zhuqing is the woman I want to protect. I won't allow you to hurt her. You're going to fall out with me for a woman? That's right. Then go to hell. Gu Qinghan swung his fist over. The two men started fighting. Stop. The two of them looked at Gao Zhuqing at the same time. She stood there weakly. Su Yuan anxiously paced back and forth at the door of the room, paying attention to the movements inside, ready to rush in at any time. Inside the room, Gao Zhuqing's back was facing Gu Qinghan, his face cold. What do you want to say? Say it. Just a few meters, but the two of them seemed to be separated by tens of thousands of miles. Gu Qinghan couldn't get close to her. It was only at this moment that he truly realized what he had done. I'm sorry. I was drunk that day. You're still lying to me? Isn't this what you've been planning for a long time? Gao Zhuqing turned his head, his eyes were calm but as sharp as a cold glint. Gu Qinghan frowned. Su Yuan told me everything, your plot. Gu Qinghan was so ashamed that he couldn't show his face, clenching his fists. Like a mouse suddenly exposed to the sunlight, his entire body was filled with sin and shame. You really know how to act. At home you're a filial son, at school you're an outstanding student, in front of me you're the best big brother. I want to ask you, wearing so many masks, aren't you tired? That's how I used to be, but ever since my parents divorced, I can't be like before, so I can only vent through my dark side. My dad only divorced after he met your mom. That's right, I always thought your mom was the third party who destroyed my family. I hate her. Then what about me? Do you hate me? Gu Qinghan lowered his head. You're her daughter. So I'm also guilty, so you want to take revenge on me, is that it? Zhuqing, don't call my name, you're not worthy. No matter how much he tried to control his emotions, Gao Zhuqing's tears still couldn't stop falling. Do you know how much I believe you? When I first came to this family I was very afraid. I was afraid that you would hate me, but you immediately accepted me, treated me so well. You're the best big brother in the world. I feel very lucky for myself. I always thought that I must have done a lot of good things in my past life for me to meet you. But all of this is just your plot. I believe you so much, like you with all my heart, but you? Gao Zhuqing's throat was so sore he couldn't continue. Even Su Yuan couldn't bear to do it, but you? That night I really drank too much. You said it, you were very sober, you knew what you were doing. You wanted to take revenge on me for a long time, right? Then now you're very happy and proud, right? You finally succeeded in destroying me. I didn't. Gu Qinghan shouted. I didn't do it for revenge, I did it because of jealousy. I've fallen in love with you. I'm jealous that you and Su Yuan are together. I'm jealous that he's your male companion, so I couldn't control myself for a moment. You think I'll believe you? Gao Zhuqing shook his head. Don't tell me forcefully taking me still isn't enough to satisfy you? What else do you want? You want me to fall in love with you, then tear my heart apart? Is that it? I'm not lying, Zhuqing, I really love you. These days I've always resisted admitting this. I won't allow myself to fall in love with my enemy's daughter, but on the other hand, I'm deeply attracted to you. All along, I've always firmly controlled my own life. Every step is going according to plan. But you're an exception. After knowing you, it's like I've sunk into a swamp, constantly sinking. The harder I try to break free, the deeper I sink. Accumulating too much, that night I finally exploded. I'm sorry. Every word that came out of his mouth was the greatest mockery to Gao Zhuqing. What you say, I won't believe a single word again. I came to find you just to make a few things clear. I don't want my mom to know about what happened that night, and I also don't want her to know that you've always been acting. I think you also don't want your dad to be disappointed in you. But I can't face you again. Either you leave or I leave, you choose. Zhuqing, must it be like this? Give me one more chance, let me prove my heart. From today onwards I'll treat you well, I really love you. I don't want to hear these lies again, even if what you say is true. Do you think I'll be together with someone who raped me? Your actions have already cast a shadow over me, I'm scared when I see you right now. If I face you every day I'll go crazy. If you want me to die then continue. Her attitude was already very firm. Gu Qinghan's sorrow was greater than a dead heart. Silent for a long time, his trembling throat let out an incomparably despairing voice. Fine, I'll leave. As soon as Gu Qinghan left, Su Yuan rushed in, anxiously asking, Did he do anything to you? No. What did you guys say? I want him to leave my life. He agreed? Yes. Su Yuan, I hate you. Even though it's not as much as I hate Gu Qinghan, I still hate you very much. I have no way of facing him. Similarly, I have no way of facing you, so I also ask you to leave my life. Su Yuan had already realized this long ago, but hearing her say it herself, it still hurt him greatly. But what face did he have to continue staying by her side? Fine, I promise you before you forgive me, I won't disturb you again. But can you look at my sincere repentance and work hard to forgive me? Maybe in a few years or even a dozen years, one day, we can still be friends. Maybe, Su Yuan, I still want to say thank you, at least you've been sincere to me. Su Yuan smiled bitterly with this sentence, he was already worth it. Even though he really didn't want to let go, but this was already the best result. If he continued to pester her, he's afraid she'll hate him even more. Chapter 373. 2 days later, Gao Zhuqing returned home. Gu Ming, Lin Shumin and Gu Qinghan were sitting in the living room. What? You're going to the US? Gu Ming asked in surprise. Yes. Why so sudden? You haven't graduated yet. As long as I hand in the paper on time, the graduation certificate is not a problem. I don't want to take over Gu's directly. I want to go to the US and start my own business. You don't have to be in such a hurry. It's not too late to talk about it in 2 years. Lin Shumin persuaded. You know the company is very busy now. If you leave your father, I've made up my mind. Don't persuade me anymore. Lin Shumin felt inexplicable. She looked up and saw Gao Zhuqing standing at the door. Zhuqing, you're back. Aren't you going to stay with Su Yuan for 2 days? Why did you stay for a week? It's fun there, so I stayed for a few more days. Gao Zhuqing walked in as if nothing had happened. So playful. Don't you want to study? Lin Shumin shook her head. You've lost a lot of weight. I'm on a diet. Gao Zhuqing was in high spirits and looked the same as before. But the more so, the deeper the sin and pain in Gu Qinghan's heart was. He didn't have the face to look at her, and he was afraid of being hated by her. But his eyes were involuntarily attracted to her. What are you talking about? Gao Zhuqing grabbed a grape and put it into his mouth. Your brother suddenly wants to go to the US. Hurry up and persuade him. He must have his own plan. Why should we stop him? Gao Zhuqing said lightly. Lin Shumin was a little surprised. Gao Zhuqing had always been very attached to Gu Qinghan. She thought he would be very reluctant. I'll go upstairs first. Take your time. Gao Zhuqing giggled and turned around, her smile fading. After a while, Lin Shumin also came up. Did you and Qinghan quarrel? No? What happened? He's going to the United States. Why don't you feel sad at all? Even if you do, there's no need to show it. He's an adult and knows how to make his own decisions. Why should we interfere with him? Lin Shumin still felt that something was wrong. Although Gao Zhuqing looked the same as before as her mother, she could still feel the changes in her. Zhuqing, what happened? Nothing much. Have you been getting along well with Su Yuan these past few days? That's all. But he probably won't appear for a long time. What? Didn't you say that as long as he becomes my partner, you won't mess around with me anymore? I also told him very clearly that I don't have any feelings for him, so he backed off and went to find someone else. Lin Shumin was speechless for a few seconds. You stayed at his house for a week. I thought you guys, those are all your imagination. I've already said that I don't like him. There are many things in this world that can't be forced, especially feelings. If you don't like him, then you don't like him. I guess he doesn't want to waste any more time on me, so he went to find someone else. Lin Shumin felt very regretful. A good boy just like that, I've missed him. Originally, out of selfishness, she thought that after Gu Qinghan left, she could cut off Gao Zhuqing's thoughts and let her cultivate a relationship with Su Yuan. She didn't expect that Su Yuan's side also collapsed. It was really a pity. Oh Mom, your daughter is only 16 years old. Do you need to be so anxious? Besides, I'm so beautiful. The boys chasing me can line up from home to Haikou Bridge. What's the hurry? Maybe I'll meet a better one in the future. For example, the royal family. She smiled and hugged her neck. Compared to being a rich young madam, I want to be a princess. You're the best at talking. It's true. It's a bit too early for me to talk about feelings at this age. If I have so much spare time, I might as well work hard to get into a good school and meet more and better men. Her daughter was unwilling and Lin Shumin couldn't do anything about it. After all, feelings really couldn't be forced. She could only think positively. Maybe Gao Zhuqing's better fate was in university. It was a bit too early to decide now. There were still many better men than Su Yuan out there. Since you've said so, you won't listen to me even if I persuade you again. You'll even think that I'm long-winded. Then you should seize the time and study hard. And? I know. Anyway, let's forget about Su Yuan. No one is allowed to mention it in the future. After Lin Shumin left, Gao Zhuqing heaved a sigh of relief. It turned out that forcing a smile was really a tiring thing. However, she didn't want Lin Shumin to worry about her. Of course, she also knew that it was impossible to get back what she had lost. If she lived in the shadow for a long time, she would get depression sooner or later. She must learn to forget and learn to start a new life. She would leave everything to time. Knock knock. Gao Zhuqing turned around and saw Gu Qinghan standing at the door. She looked at him coldly as if he was a stranger. However, there was still a trace of hatred hidden in her eyes. I'll go to America tomorrow. I know. Gu Qinghan stood there, feeling too ashamed to show his face. You must be very unwilling to see me now, but I still want to apologize to you. Not every sorry can be exchanged with, it's okay. So don't waste time. Whether you're sincere or not, it sounds like a kind of sarcasm to me. Don't disgust me, okay? Will you never forgive me in this life? It's very tiring to hate someone. I don't want to hate you, but I can't force myself to forgive you. I'm not that great. I'm sorry to have caused you pain, but from now on, I will leave your life. I hope your life can go back to how it was before. It will, because some people don't deserve to make me suffer for too long. That's good. Gu Qinghan smiled, but his smile was a little pale. He kept looking at her, hoping that she would look at him again, but she didn't. In his last memory, Gao Zhuqing was just a vague outline. The footsteps gradually faded away, and Gao Zhuqing stopped what he was doing. Looking at the bright sunshine outside the window, he told himself that everything was over, and the world was still so beautiful. 10 months later in America, Gu Qinghan received a call from Gu Ming. When will you come back? Gu Ming asked. I'm not sure yet. Gu Qinghan stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, looking down at the bustling city with a cold expression. By the way, are the exam results out? He asked carefully, afraid to reveal a trace of concern. Zhuqing did well. She got into one of the top universities, Tsing University. Tsing University? Isn't that in Flozen City? And anyway, it's only a few hours' drive. That's her hometown. It's normal for her to choose to go back. Gu Qinghan thought that maybe she still wanted to avoid him. Congratulate her for me. She's beside me now. Do you want her to answer the phone? No need, I'm busy. Gu Qinghan raised his head, his face bathed in the sunlight, and the corner of his mouth curved up into a smile. Spring passed and autumn came. Flozen City's autumn was full of yellow. On the campus of Tsing University, there were sycamore trees on both sides of the avenue, the fallen leaves covering the ground in a thick layer. 2 young girls, each holding 2 books, walked over, talking and laughing. That professor is very handsome, don't you think? Gao Zhuqing said loudly. Her hair was tied in a ponytail, revealing a clean and fresh face, full of vitality. Lower your voice, don't let others hear. Shujing was a little shy, slightly blushing. Her voice was as soft as a mosquito, very shy. Delicate and low-key, not ostentatious. The two had completely different personalities, and Gao Zhuqing was always the one who attracted more attention. You're so timid, what's wrong with talking about the professor's handsome? As far as I know, 7 or 8 girls have already sent him love letters. Do you think I should send one? You like him? I just want to tease him. But I think he's a good match for you both bookworms. He's much better than that bastard Qin Baiyuan. Don't say that about Qin Baiyuan. What's wrong with me saying a few words about him? Do you feel bad? You've liked one person for 10 years, you're too single-minded. If you ask me, a three-legged toad is hard to find, but a two-legged man can't be found anywhere. Anyway, Gao Zhuqing suddenly froze. Not far away, a black Lincoln car was parked. The man beside the car was wearing a long black trench coat, wearing gold-rimmed glasses, gentle and handsome. The female students coming and going were obsessed with him. The nightmare came, and fear instantly captured Gao Zhuqing's heart. How could it be him? What's wrong with you? Gao Zhuqing? Shi Shujing pushed her. I'm suddenly a little hungry, I'll go buy something to eat. Isn't the supermarket over there? I'll go with you. I'm not going to the supermarket, you go back first. Gao Zhuqing said while walking very fast. Zhuqing. Gu Qinghan chased after her. Gao Zhuqing jogged. Zhuqing. Gu Qinghan blocked in front of her. Zhuqing. Looking at the face that he missed so much, all the tenderness, longing, for a moment all rushed into Gu Qinghan's chest. He couldn't tell if it was reality or a dream. He has a lot of words to say to her, thousands of words were stuck in his throat, stirring and fermenting there, but he couldn't say a word. This moment, for him, was just a dream. But in just a few short seconds, Gao Zhuqing's indifference knocked him back to reality. I don't know you, please get out of the way. Zhuqing, I told you to get out of the way. Gao Zhuqing impatiently roared. Are you deaf? You still hate me so much. I don't know you, why should I hate you? If you don't go away, I'll call security. I just want to say a few words to you, please give me a chance. If you have something to say it quickly. I'm back for you, Gu Qinghan kept looking at her eyes, even though there was only impatience and deep disgust. Back then you promised to leave my life, why did you come back? Because I miss you, I can't stay so far away from you. You don't know how painful this year has been for me, I've been dreaming of you every day. Really? Gao Zhuqing sneered. I also often have nightmares about you. Gu Qinghan knew what she was referring to. Sorry, don't say those 3 words, it makes me sick. So you specially came to tell me that you've changed your decision? Chapter 374. How can 1 year be enough? Maybe this life, the next life, or even a few reincarnations won't be able to change my hatred for you. Gu Qinghan tried his best to ignore the pain in his heart. You wanted me to leave, so I left. Now that I'm back, let's start anew, okay? Even if we're just friends. How can we be friends with people who feel disgusted just by looking at them? Wuxia City is your home, if you want to come back, I have no right to stop you. But where you are, I will definitely not go back. I grew up in Wuxia City, I will stay here in the future, I will never go back. Then what about your mother? You won't go back to see her? Maybe one day when you're not home I will go back. Gu Qinghan clenched his fist. Why must you be so stubborn? Am I really evil beyond redemption? That's right, nothing can wash away your sins. Gu Qinghan, if you came here with the intention of reconciling with me, then let me tell you clearly, my hatred and disgust for you has not lessened at all. If you continue to appear in front of me, it will only increase my hatred. Before coming here, Gu Qinghan had clearly organized countless of words to fight for himself, but her cold attitude, every cold word, made him feel powerless. She hated him, so no matter what he said or did, it would only make her feel disgusted. Gu Qinghan, that nightmare, I will never forget it. I can only try my best not to think about it, this is also the reason why I left Wuxia City. Now that the environment has changed, I feel much more relaxed, I have friends here, I have a profession that I love, I am very happy, this is the new life I want. Wuxia City is my hometown, I am familiar with everything here, and only here can give me the most sense of security, I think I will never leave this place. You can go to any place in the world, but please don't come to Wuxia City, don't make me hate my hometown. If possible, I hope you will never appear in my life, just pretend we never met. Even if you can't do it, at least don't bother me for the next few years, don't come to Wuxia City, this is the biggest compensation you can give me. Gu Qinghan's face was pale, shrouded in despair and helplessness. His lips trembled, but he could not utter a complete syllable. She resisted everything about him. No matter what he did, even if he died, she would never forgive him. If this can make you happier, then I promise you that I won't disturb your life. But Zhuqing, I really love you. No matter how long it takes, I will always wait for you to forgive me, wait for you to love me. After saying this, Gu Qinghan forced himself to look away and left. The fallen leaves fell on Gu Qinghan's shoulders and slowly fell down. In such an autumn day, the air was filled with a bleak smell. A few years later, Gu Qinghan looked out of the window and slowly retracted his memories. This was the whole story between him and Gao Zhuqing. In the past 3 years, he had never appeared in front of her. It was only when she was fired because of Shi Shujing that he came to Flozhen City. This time he still tried his best to get her back. But it was the opposite of what he wanted. He actually violated her again. Thinking of this, Gu Qinghan wished he could kill himself and fiercely punched the wall. Gu Qinghan. He was disgusted with himself. You really deserve to die. Ring ring ring, his phone rang. He glanced at the number before picking it up. CEO Miss Gao has bought a ticket to see San City. She will board in half an hour. Gu Qinghan's heart felt like it was stabbed by a sword. She said that Flozhen City was her favorite place, but now she left to escape from him. This proved how deeply he hurt her. But, even so, Gu Qinghan still could not let go. Zhuqing, I will definitely get you back. Gao Zhuqing left the airport at 2 in the afternoon. A gust of cold wind hit her in the face. It was so cold that she could not stand it. San City was located in the south. It was cold and humid in winter and there was no heating. The chill drilled into her pores. As a northerner, she was not used to the cold here and shivered violently. In order to escape from Gu Qinghan, she chose to go to another city. San City was very far from Flozhen City, so she did not think much before making the decision to go to her former friend, Li Jia. Li Jia was waiting for her at the airport. She put away her phone and jogged over. You're finally here. I've been waiting for you for more than 2 hours. Sorry the plane was late. We're friends, no need to be so polite. Come, let's go eat. The white car slowly drove on the road. The south was very different from the north. Both sides of the road were not planted with French parasol trees, but some green plants. Li Jia deliberately drove very slowly to let Gao Zhuqing enjoy the scenery on both sides of the road. First time in the south? Yes. My home is in San City, so it's normal for me to return to my roots. Why are you here? San City is very far from Flozhen City. Gao Zhuqing looked out the window and said casually. There are so many drifters in the north, can't I drift in the south? Can't I only drift in the north and not the south? That's not what I meant, but there are more opportunities in Flozhen City. Of course, if you work hard enough, you can make a name for yourself anywhere. I can see that. You've only been back for 2 years and you're already driving a Mercedes. Hey, this is a company car. I don't have the money to buy it myself. I've talked to the company and there's no problem. But are you sure you want to work in real estate sales? My line of work is much more shady than being a reporter. Only a heartless person like me can do it. You have a sense of justice, can you? You were fired because you reported team leader's little lover for a kickback. The real estate market is deep. If you want to be a man of justice, don't do this. Since you're connected, I can only do this for now. If I really can't stand it, I'll find another job. Well, if you do well in sales, the commission will be good. Of course, you can also use your beauty to flirt with the male clients. Don't think too much about it. A capable woman can negotiate deals without losing out. There are many tricks in this and I'll teach you in the future. Gao Zhuqing thanked him. After all, she was born and raised in the north. She had never thought of settling down in San City. She was just trying to escape from Gu Qinghan. Even if she knew he would come after her, she would at least want a few days of peace. In short, as long as she was not in her beloved Flozhen City, it would be fine. How's the apartment search going? Oh, I've looked for one for you. It's not bad, the price is reasonable and the location is good. But you can only move in next month. You can stay at my place for half a month. But don't you have a boyfriend? Is it convenient? It's not inconvenient. My boyfriend is a bar DJ. He sleeps during the day and works at night. You won't have the chance to see him. I'm sorry to have caused you trouble. We're all friends, don't be so polite. Although I'm a woman, I'm also a loyal friend. I'll definitely help if I can. That spicy crayfish restaurant is not bad. Let's eat here. After dinner, Gao Zhuqing followed Li Jia home. A blond man was standing in the living room, wearing only a pair of underwear. Li Jia quickly stuffed a pair of underwear for him. Put it on. Okay. He glanced at Gao Zhuqing. She turned her head away and waited for him to put on the underwear before turning back. Let me introduce you. This is my boyfriend Zhang Hao, a bar DJ. This is my friend Gao Zhuqing. I've told you about him. Hello. Zhang Hao smiled. His fringe was very long, and his blonde hair gave Gao Zhuqing the impression that he was a gangster. Zhang Hao was definitely younger than Li Jia, but Gao Zhuqing did not say anything and only nodded. Hello, sorry to bother you. Perhaps it was because Zhang Hao's face was a bit evil and he was working in a nightclub, but Gao Zhuqing felt that there was something wrong with the way he looked at him. It was a bit frivolous and malicious. Anyway, it was quite frivolous. Zhuqing can't live in her house until next month, so she has to stay at our house for half a month. Oh really? Welcome. Zhang Hao smiled even more evil. Zhuqing, your room is over there. You can pack your things first and go to the company tomorrow. Okay. Gao Zhuqing walked away, but she still felt that Zhang Hao had been looking at her. Entering the room, Gao Zhuqing did not close the door and could still hear their conversation in the living room. What are you looking at? Li Jia whispered. Your friend is quite beautiful. What do you mean? Do you think I'm not beautiful? Of course not, my girlfriend is the most beautiful. What time do you go to work? Can we have dinner together? I quit. Quit again? You have quit 3 times this month and each time you took the internship salary. I can't help it, I'm too tired. Which job isn't tired now? How can I eat without money? Starve to death? Don't I still have you? Zhang Hao smiled mischievously. With my wife supporting me, I won't starve to death. Your boyfriend is so handsome, do you feel at ease showing his face in public? If I don't go to work, you can monopolize me. Why should I monopolize you? What do you think? Of course it's to do you. Hey, you're so annoying, lower your voice. Let's go back to the room to do it. Gao Zhuqing shook her head, feeling sorry for Li Jia. Her grades had always been outstanding and she was also very capable. She did not expect to find such a boyfriend. To put it bluntly, he was just a gigolo. Looking at his eyes, she felt that his character was not good. However, that was other people's business. As long as Li Jia was happy, it was not good for her to say anything as a friend. During dinner, Zhang Hao kept finding topics to chat with Gao Zhuqing, and he asked a lot of personal things which made her a little disgusted. She felt that Zhang Hao was thinking about her. But Li Jia did not seem to feel that there was anything wrong with it, and they were very affectionate. Maybe love was really blind. Gao Zhuqing carried the clothes to take a shower, and Zhang Hao just came out of the bathroom, wearing only a pair of underwear, but he did not feel uncomfortable at all. She went left and he went left. She went right and he went right. Sorry, Zhang Hao said, but his eyes kept staring at Gao Zhuqing's chest. She quickly covered it with her clothes. How, why are you not done? Time to sleep. Li Jia called him from the room. Coming? Zhang Hao smiled. Good night. Chapter 375. The next morning, Gao Zhuqing followed Li Jia to work. I've talked to the supervisor. She's on good terms with me. The interview is just a formality. I'm sure you'll be hired. Li Jia said. Thank you for the trouble. I'm not used to you being so polite. Ha. Gao Zhuqing was not a person who liked to express his gratitude, but he had to be polite to a friend who had left his hometown to seek refuge in a foreign land. See that? Your house is over there. It's quite close to the company. You can walk there. Yes, it's quite nice. Yes, I've been looking for it for a long time. Do you have a boyfriend? Did I ask for nothing? If you do, you won't come to see Sand City. Do you want me to introduce you to a few? No need. I'm not full yet. I don't have time to think so much. Work and a man can be done at the same time. There's no contradiction at all. Let me tell you, women are not young anymore at 25. In another 2 years, it'll be hard for you to find a good husband. Smart women know how to get married. Gao Zhuqing could not help but ask. Then, you and Zhang Hao, what do you like about him? Are you trying to say that he has no money? I like his handsome face. Don't you think he looks like a Korean oppa? From Gao Zhuqing's point of view, Zhang Hao was handsome, but it was tacky and ordinary. Compared to men like Si Wenxin and Qin Baiyuan, he was miles apart. Hence, one's vision and social circle were really important. If Li Jia had met any of them, would she still think that Zhang Hao was handsome? That was unbearably tacky. It's okay. Anyway, I like the feeling of being with him. I like being pampered by him, coaxed by him, and I like his sweet words. Gao Zhuqing nodded. Every woman had different needs, but no one disliked being pampered by a man. Putting aside Zhang Hao's character, Li Jia felt that it was enough for her to be happy. The traffic stopped at a red light. In the Rolls-Royce on the right, in the back seat, a handsome man held a woman on his lap, his hand reaching into her shirt. President? The woman was so weak that she pouted coquettishly. There's someone? Don't want it? I think you like it a lot, don't you? Su Yuan squeezed it hard. Su Yuan was about to go all out in the car when he suddenly caught sight of a familiar figure. It had been many years since he had last seen her, but he had never forgotten her. She was a woman who had been deeply imprinted in his mind. His body stiffened. Was it her? Before he could see clearly, the car had already started. "President, do you still want her or not?" The beauty found it hard to endure. Su Yuan retracted his gaze, feeling very disappointed. He smiled bitterly. He must have seen wrongly. How many times had he had this misconception over the years? After not seeing her for 10 years, he had no idea what she looked like now. "President? Xiao?" "Yes." Su Yuan carried her aside, lacking interest. "You don't want her anymore?" "We're almost at the company. Let's go tonight." When Su Yuan arrived at the company, his assistant was already waiting at the door. "President." He followed behind him and reported the daily situation. The two were waiting for the elevator when that familiar figure appeared without warning and entered Su Yuan's eyes. Fresh ponytail, fair skin, big eyes with distinct black and white. Gao Zhuqing. It was her. He was not mistaken. All the blood in his body surged to his heart. Su Yuan immediately wanted to rush over, but he held back and suppressed his excitement, pointing at Gao Zhuqing. "What is she doing here?" The assistant replied. "I don't know her, but the one beside her is Li Jia from the sales department. She should be here for an interview." Interview? It had been almost 10 years. After such a big circle, she actually came to his company for an interview. Su Yuan's mood at the moment could only be described as wild with joy. "After the interview, bring her to see me." "Yes, President." The assistant knew that their president was very fickle, but he didn't even let go of a newcomer. Wasn't he too greedy? Gao Zhuqing had no experience in the real estate industry. Fortunately, she was eloquent, so she performed well. The beautiful manager surnamed Su was quite satisfied with her. When she was about to leave after the interview, a person who claimed to be the president's assistant suddenly appeared and wanted to take her to see some supervisor. Gao Zhuqing had to follow. When she went to the top floor, she realized that the person she was going to see was actually the president. Such a big company needed the president to personally interview a small salesperson? It was too strange. Her heart was beating like a drum. Could the president be that pervert Gu Qinghan again? She entered the president's office with anxiety. The back of the big office chair faced her. Gao Zhuqing calmed down. "President? President?" She called a few times, but there was no response. "If you don't say anything, I'll leave." As soon as she finished speaking, the big office chair turned around. The young and handsome man inside looked at her with a smile. His pair of peach blossom eyes were full of charm. "You must be the first subordinate who doesn't give face to the president." Gao Zhuqing's eyes suddenly became bigger than a bell, and she gasped at the same time. "Su Yuan? I'm glad that you still remember my name." Gao Zhuqing thought that he would never appear in front of her again. Life was really wonderful. He didn't give her any defense at all. Is it so surprising? It's quite surprising. These years, Gao Zhuqing rarely thought about him. Perhaps because of this, when she saw him, she didn't have any hatred. She just saw an old friend and felt very calm. "You are the president here? Don't tell me this is a trap that you've dug?" Su Yuan shook his finger. "It's not a trap. It's fate that brought you to me." Gao Zhuqing suddenly felt a chill. "Congratulations, you've been hired. You approved it yourself? Does it count as going through the back door?" "You did go through the back door, but not through me but through Manager Chen. I heard that it was introduced by a person named Li Jia. My assistant went to see the results and it was approved, so you don't have to worry that this is my plot. But now that you know that I am the president, will you still stay here?" Gao Zhuqing hesitated for a moment and then nodded. "Why not? This is just a job for me. It doesn't matter who the president is." "That's good. You can start work today." "Well, isn't it better to start early? Then I'll go to work. Goodbye." When she walked to the door, Su Yuan suddenly stopped her. She turned around and saw him smiling gently in the sunshine. "Gao Zhuqing, it's nice to see you again." Gao Zhuqing started work in the afternoon. She was completely unfamiliar with this industry and had a lot to learn. Fortunately, there was Li Jia to teach her step by step, so she learned a lot in the afternoon. However, because time was tight, she had to digest a lot of new things in a short period of time. She was also very tired. When she walked out of the company, she felt dizzy. When she was waiting at the bus stop, an SUV stopped in front of her. It was Su Yuan. In the Western restaurant, the atmosphere was romantic. Su Yuan tasted the red wine and looked at Gao Zhuqing with a faint smile. "I always knew that this day would come, but I didn't expect to wait for so long. It's almost 10 years. Yes, time flies. Gao Zhuqing pinched the space between her eyebrows. Are you not feeling well? No, I learned too much in the afternoon and haven't digested it. Now my head is a little heavy. Gao Zhuqing joked. I'm old, my brain is not working well. You are 25 this year? I think you were not 16 when we first met. Yes, you're also 30. 30 is the best age for a man, but a woman starts to age at 25. Don't you think it's unfair? Su Yuan took a sip of the red wine. I don't think you're old, I just think you've matured and become more charming. Now you're a mature woman exuding charm. I'll blush if you praise me like that. You look better with a blush. Su Yuan had always been good with words. You can't imagine how happy I am to see you. But to you, is it a disaster? Not really. I used to hate you, but after meeting you this time, I found that I don't hate you anymore. No matter what happened in the past, at least I know that you've treated me well. I can't hate someone who treats me well. Then what about Gu Qinghan? Do you still hate him? Gao Zhuqing's finger that was shaking the wine glass paused and faintly asked. Must you bring up such a disgusting topic? I heard that he went to Flo's and City to find you. You came to see Sand City to avoid him? So I should be grateful to him. If it wasn't for him, maybe we wouldn't have met in this life. You're so selfish. Su Yuan shrugged. People are selfish. You know how possessive he is, and he will do anything to achieve his goal. But I will protect you. The last sentence carried a solemn promise. Not wanting to give her too much pressure, Su Yuan asked. How have you been these years? What do you think? I'm 25 years old and still without a job. I have to go to a friend in another city. No money, no car, no house, no boyfriend, and no job. Just thinking about it makes me feel miserable. If you're willing to be with me, not only do I have a boyfriend, but I also have a job delivering cars and houses. Do you want it? He asked half jokingly and half seriously. But Gao Zhuqing could hear that he was more serious. It's been 10 years, a lot of things have changed, people have also changed. You should know that I'm no longer the Gao Zhuqing of the past. Even if you really liked me, it was the 16-year-old Gao Zhuqing, not the 25-year-old Gao Zhuqing. You don't know what kind of person I am now. Maybe I like you better now. Since you've changed and I've also changed, we need to understand each other. Can you give me a chance? Su Yuan, I don't hate you, but that's because I don't want to think about the past. When I think about it, I still have a shadow. I want to find a man who doesn't understand my past at all. If I'm with you, I'll always remember the past and I can't be happy. Do you think Gu Qinghan will let you go? Only I can protect you. Then what's the difference between you and him? Don't force me to run away from you again. Hearing her words, Su Yuan knew that it was time for him to stop. Gao Zhuqing was a stubborn and strong-willed woman. If she said she didn't like him, then she really didn't like him. It was also because he was too anxious. They had just reunited and he said these words to pressure her. Now that she had returned to him, he should slow down and take it slow. Chapter 376. Gao Zhuqing smiled. Why are you still so beastly? I don't need to tell you that all men are beastly, right? There are too many women who like me. I have to date a few at a time. Otherwise, I won't be able to handle it. It's really hard for you. Your personality doesn't seem to be suitable for sales. I can transfer you to another department. Didn't you say that you won't let me get in through the back door? I'll be under pressure if you do this. I've been a reporter for a few years and am not familiar with other industries. I have to learn wherever I go. I heard that sales commission is high. At least I have something to look forward to. And I'm so smart. I'm sure I can do well in any industry. That's true. Then I won't interfere. I wish you success. Thank you. Cheers. For our reunion. Cheers. The dinner was quite pleasant. Gao Zhuqing always felt that Su Yuan was a very charming man. It was relaxing and stress-free to be with him. It was really good to be friends with him. The car stopped in front of the apartment. Su Yuan looked out. Do you live here now? I'm temporarily staying with Li Jia and her boyfriend. Boyfriend? Su Yuan frowned, a little unhappy. That's not convenient. Do you want me to find a house for you? No, I found a house. I can move in next month. I'll go up first. Thank you for sending me home. See you tomorrow. Su Yuan said in a happy tone. Thinking that he could see her every day in the future, he felt indescribably happy. Gao Zhuqing went upstairs. As soon as the key was inserted, the door opened, which startled her. Zhang Hao stood at the door and stared at her. You're back. Thank you for opening the door for me. Gao Zhuqing felt a little uncomfortable. Where's Li Jia? She's working overtime. She hasn't come back yet. Gao Zhuqing's uncomfortable feeling became even stronger, and she felt a little uneasy. However, Zhang Hao probably wouldn't do anything out of line with him. I heard from Li Jia that you don't have a boyfriend yet? That's a pity. You're so pretty, it's such a waste not to have a boyfriend. I don't need a boyfriend, Gao Zhuqing said coldly. How could I not need it? Every woman has a need, they need a man to nourish them. The more Zhang Hao spoke, the more disgusted he became. Gao Zhuqing was disgusted and ignored him as he entered the room. However, Zhang Hao followed her, leaned against the door and continued to stare at her. What's up? It's nothing. You're a guest. It's my duty to take care of you. I want to take a shower. I don't need you to take care of me. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, the bathroom door is broken. Gao Zhuqing was speechless. It was fine when he went out in the morning. It was obvious that Zhang Hao had deliberately damaged it. If he did this, even if he didn't barge in when she was bathing, he would most likely peep at her. How would she dare to bathe? Why don't you take a shower? Forget it, I'm very tired. I'll bathe tomorrow. Don't you need to remove your makeup? That's my business. Why are you asking so much? Gao Zhuqing's tone was already very impatient, but Zhang Hao continued to speak shamelessly. Gao Zhuqing had no choice but to interrupt her. Zhang Hao, do you love Li Jia? He didn't speak. I don't care if you love her or not. At least she loves you very much. Please respect her. Zhang Hao asked. How am I not respecting her? Gao Zhuqing wanted to say that if you respect her, why are you still pestering her friend? Are you looking down on me because I don't have money? I'm not. However, a responsible man should have the ability to support himself. I don't need to say how good a life you can give your girlfriend, but at least you should be able to support yourself. Zhang Hao was a little unhappy. Are you saying that I'm living off a woman? Gao Zhuqing didn't explain. I think you're looking down on me. You think you're very capable. You've just arrived and you've already hooked up with a rich man. Of course you look down on unemployed people like us. What nonsense are you talking about? I just saw an Aston Martin driving you back. Are you spying on me? I just want to say that since you're not a good person, then don't pretend to be noble in front of me. Zhang Hao finished speaking and left. Gao Zhuqing sat on the spot, very speechless. The next day Gao Zhuqing and Li Jia went to work. She felt that the colleagues in the department looked at her strangely and pointed at her wherever she went. She couldn't guess the reason until Li Jia came back at noon and asked anxiously. Have you hooked up with the CEO? Gao Zhuqing almost spat out a mouthful of coffee. No? You've been on the CEO's gossip forum. What the hell? It's a forum specially set up by the female staff in our company to dig up his relationships with all kinds of women. He has new lovers every few days, usually female stars, models, and of course they're also staff members. Last night, someone took a picture of you having dinner with the CEO and posted it on the forum. Li Jia quickly showed it to her. Gao Zhuqing was speechless. The people here were too gossipy. Were they still high school students? Hey, tell me, how did you hook up with the CEO? I didn't hook up with him. I've known him since I was studying in Wuxia City. Gao Zhuqing gave a simple explanation. Damn, you know the CEO and still want me to help you find a job? Why don't you just ask him to promote you to be the manager? I didn't know he was the CEO here. He saw me yesterday and asked me to go to his office. That's how I found out. Then will you continue your relationship? I said we're just friends. What do you mean by continuing our relationship? Do you know how to use the words? But the CEO looked at you very gently in the picture. Gao Zhuqing rolled her eyes. You must be imagining it yourself. So, it's really impossible between you and the CEO? No. No matter how good some people are, they are only suitable to be friends. If you don't believe me, you can break up with Zhang Hao immediately. I will introduce him to you. After Gao Zhuqing finished speaking, he realized that he was too outspoken. Luckily, Li Jia didn't think too much about it. Oh, the manager Chen who interviewed you yesterday, Su Li. She is one of the CEO's girlfriends. She will definitely make things difficult for you if she knows about this. You have to be mentally prepared. It turned out that Li Jia's worries were right. Gao Zhuqing was troubled by Su Li for the whole morning. Yesterday she praised her for being eloquent and good with words. Today she accused her of being dull. Yesterday she said that it was okay if she didn't have any experience in sales and that she could learn slowly. Today she had become a big company and didn't have time to keep idlers. If she couldn't do a good job, she would be fired. Gao Zhuqing could only say that jealous women were too scary. At around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they received a notice that the CEO was coming for an inspection. Everyone in the department had to go and welcome him. At the door of the elevator, all the employees in the department stood in 2 rows, waiting for the arrival of the CEO. Although there were many female employees who were infatuated with the CEO, and there was a lot of discussion on the forum, there were not many women who had seen the real Su Yuan. Therefore all of them were gorgeously dressed. Ding! The elevator door opened. Su Yuan was followed by his assistant and a group of people. They walked out of the elevator like stars surrounding the moon. Su Yuan was tall and handsome like a sculpture. His eyebrows were like swords and his eyes were like stars. He was like a poison which made people feel that he was a celestial being. His gaze passed through the crowd and fell on Gao Zhuqing. He smiled at her. From a distance, Gao Zhuqing's heart trembled slightly. This kind of lineup made her look like a noble emperor. For the first time she really felt the changes in Su Yuan. The rebellious youth from back then had now grown into a mature and responsible man, a leader. Time was always the best for him. Just like what Lin Shumin said, after a man passed the rebellious period he would grow with time. For a man like Su Yuan, no matter how rebellious he used to be, he would eventually become a very outstanding and charming man. The manager nodded and bowed. "CO, why are you free today for an inspection?" "The so-called inspection is just an excuse. I am here to see my cousin." "Cousin? Which one of them is your cousin's sister?" The manager was surprised. He was so well informed, but he didn't know that there was a big shot like the CEO's cousin in the sales department. Su Yuan stopped in front of Gao Zhuqing. "Cousin, how's work?" All the employees were in an uproar. Wasn't Gao Zhuqing the CEO's new lover? How did she become his cousin? All of them were doubtful. Did the president come all the way down just to clear her name? But the CEO had always been fickle and changed women every other day. How could he spend so much effort to clear a new lover's name? Could it really be his cousin? Gao Zhuqing was also petrified. She could only bite the bullet and answer. "It's fine, cousin. You all go back to work. She can accompany me for a tour." The corners of Gao Zhuqing's mouth twitched as she muttered softly. "I'm not familiar with this place. How can I tour?" Su Yuan raised her eyebrows and smiled. "Do you think I am really here for a tour?" Gao Zhuqing asked after the people left. "What the hell are you doing?" "I am here to save you. Can't you see?" Su Yuan's lips were very thin, so there was always a sense of frivolity. But it was not the kind that made people hate him. Instead, it was his charm. "You are on the headlines of the forum. I guess you must have been attacked badly. You are so busy. How can you have time to read the forum?" "Well, I usually ask my assistant to keep an eye on it. I'm not very interested in what they say. But there is a poll. I occasionally pay attention to it to see which of my girlfriends they think is the most beautiful." Gao Zhuqing couldn't help but roll her eyes. "I thought you were mature." Sure enough, she was too naive. "I specially came down to save you, but you don't seem to be grateful to me. Because you are harming me, not helping me. Do you think they are fools? You said I am your cousin and they will believe you? Maybe they think you came down to help me because you care about me." "Women think so much?" "Of course. You men have the same brain, but women's brain is full of twists and turns. Otherwise, why do they say that men and women are not on the same planet?" "So I am not helping you?" "Alas, but I am used to being attacked. It is nothing. How about this? You can be my girlfriend. With this title, let's see if they dare to gossip." Gao Zhuqing laughed dryly. "My cousin is more suitable for me. My god-sister is better." Su Yuan said it very wickedly. Chapter 377. During the staff dinner, Li Jia continued to gossip about the relationship between Gao Zhuqing and Su Yuan. "Tell me. Leniency to those who confess, severity to those who resist." "What? You and the CEO. Each of you has your own story. What's going on? But I'm sure you're not his cousin. Are the two of you old lovers?" "You're thinking too much." "I'm not thinking too much. The CEO came all the way here to protect you. It shows how much he cares about you. His previous girlfriends were worth hundreds if not thousands, but he didn't come to explain. Also, the way he looks at you is very playful. He's glowing." "What glowing? I think you're in heat. If you have so much time to gossip, you might as well teach me how to sell the house." "Don't worry. It's the off-season now and not many people are buying houses. But if you do a good job, you can get tens of thousands of yuan. The most expensive real estate can get hundreds of thousands of yuan. You just have to seize the opportunity. Li Jia's phone vibrated. She looked at the message and smiled sweetly. She insisted on showing it to her. Gao Zhuqing knew that it must be Zhang Hao's sweet words. She didn't want to see it. Li Jia frowned. I feel that you have a problem with Zhang Hao. I don't. You just do. Do you think that he's poor? How can that be? He's your boyfriend, not mine. Why should I dislike him? But if you want me to tell you the truth, I don't think he deserves you. He only knows how to play games every day and doesn't go out to find a job. Do you want to support him for the rest of his life? Li Jia retorted. He's not as bad as you say. It's just that the environment is not good and his education is low, so it's not easy for him to find a job. If his education is not good, then find a job with a lower salary. Even if it's a restaurant, at least he can earn his own money. I think he's a bit idle. Li Jia's face darkened. I don't like it when you say that about my Hao Hao. Gao Zhuqing didn't know what to say. In fact, Li Jia might have known this, but women were blind in the face of love. Although she was a very loyal friend, a friend was definitely not as close as a boyfriend. What she said just now was indeed a slip of the tongue. Alright, I was wrong. At least he's handsome. Then you haven't seen him play. He looks even more handsome when he's playing and mixing drinks. He's not like what you said. Not everyone has to find a 9-to-5 job. It's important to live the way you like. Li Jia was so protective of Zhang Hao. What else could Gao Zhuqing say? He could only nod in agreement. Yes, you are right. It was late at night. The black limousine drove through the city. Gu Qinghan sat in the back seat, dressed in a long black trench coat, looking cool and neat. Even the gold-rimmed glasses couldn't hide the sharpness in his eyes. It was very late, but he didn't look tired at all. Instead, he looked more energetic, like a beast hunting at night. Thinking of his target, his eyes became sharper. He rolled down the window. The cold wind poured in through the window. He seemed to be able to smell Gao Zhuqing's scent in the air. Because she was here, even this strange city felt familiar to him. The assistant's voice came from the other end of the phone. President, I've already checked. Miss Gao is currently living with her old colleague Li Jia and her boyfriend Zhang Hao. A few days ago, she went to Li Jia's company to apply for a job. The public boss chose Su Yuan. Su Yuan, his best friend when he was young. But at this moment, the name sounded a little distant. Was him again. The fate of the three of them was really complicated. I got it. Send me her address. Gu Qinghan asked the driver to drive over. He stopped at Gao Zhuqing's building and got out of the car. He looked up at that floor and smoked one cigarette after another. After smoking for a long time, the security guard came out and asked him if he wanted to go up. He could open the door for him. Gu Qinghan shook his head, turned back to the car and murmured faintly. Zhuqing, see you tomorrow? He was looking forward to it. When Gao Zhuqing got up in the morning, both his eyelids were twitching. It was said that the left eyelid twitched for wealth and the right eyelid twitched for disaster. What did both eyelids twitch at the same time mean? When they arrived at the company, Li Jia came over and said, There's business. There's a customer who wants to look at a building. You go and entertain him. Where's the most expensive house with a lake view over at the famous residence? Gao Zhuqing hadn't brought anyone to look at the building, so he was a little nervous. Then what should I pay attention to? Don't be too deliberate. Anyway, just answer what he wants. Just cater to his preferences and try to recommend according to his needs. The real estate here is very expensive, so most of the customers are rich and not so picky. Don't think too much. Okay, then I'm going. Gao Zhuqing arrived at the sample house area, pushed the door and went in. Hello, I'm Gao Zhuqing, the sales manager here. The bright smile completely froze at the moment the man next to the French window turned his head. His expression was almost like seeing a ghost in broad daylight. Gao Zhuqing had long known that Gu Qinghan would chase after him, but he didn't expect it to be so fast. His face suddenly turned pale and turned away. I'm here to look at the house. Is this how you treat your customers? I don't want to do your business. What? If you perform well, I can buy this building. There are dozens of units in total, and your commission for each unit is 100,000. Gu Qinghan's tone was very indifferent, as if he was talking about business, but Gao Zhuqing could still see the ambition and blazing light in his eyes at a glance. Every time he looked at her, she felt that she was a prey. He just wanted to eat her, skin her, pull out her tendons and devour her, which made her feel very scared. Open the door and don't do business? I can find someone else to show you the house. But I don't think you are interested. She sneered. If you refuse me, I can complain about you. It was a threat again, which really made Gao Zhuqing feel very disgusted. If you want to complain, complain all you want. It's up to you. Miss Gao. Gu Qinghan called her like this. I know you don't want to talk about the past, so why do you have to shut me out because of the past grudges? This makes you feel even more uncomfortable, doesn't it? So what? But I feel even more disgusted when I look at your face. Gu Qinghan said word by word. You should know that I will never let you go. No matter where you escape to or which city, the result will be the same. Don't tell me you want to run all over China and keep changing jobs just to escape from me. To completely forget a person is not to avoid him, but to face him as if he is an ordinary person, with a heart as still as water. How could Gao Zhuqing not understand this logic? She also wanted to use the same method to deal with Gu Qinghan, but he could always think of 10 million ways to deal with her, and she could be angered by him at any time. Whether you believe it or not, all my efforts are just to ease the relationship between us. The last thing I want to do is to hurt you. Gao Zhuqing could only chuckle. Do you believe what you said? A few years ago you also said the same thing, but don't forget just a month ago you raped me again. Is this what you mean by you won't hurt me? Don't look for other excuses, Gu Qinghan. Admit it, you're a cruel person deep down. The only way to prevent you from hurting me is to stay away from me. I can't do that. Then don't say so many hypocritical words. Anyway, I feel disgusted when I hear it. Okay, let's not talk about the past. Can you treat me as an ordinary client and introduce me a house? Gao Zhuqing closed her eyes. Since there was no way to escape, she could only face it and squeeze out a formal smile. What do you want? For me, the standard for everything is as long as I like it. Sorry, Mr. Gu, I'm not a roundworm in your stomach. I can't figure out your preferences. Just tell me directly. I don't know, but maybe after visiting all the model houses here, I will be able to figure it out. There were a total of 20 model houses. Gao Zhuqing had to show Gu Qinghan one by one and then explain the decoration inside. It was a very tedious thing, and with Gu Qinghan's many questions, her patience was worn out after 2 hours. Mr. Gu, I am a salesperson. I know more about houses than you do. Just listen to my explanation. Please don't ask so many meaningless questions, okay? Gu Qinghan put his hands in his trouser pockets and looked relaxed. Every question of mine is expressing my needs. I don't think they are meaningless questions. But you have been asking about my preferences. Do I like a double bed or a single bed? South or north? What kind of decoration I like in the restaurant is my business. It has nothing to do with you. I just want to hear your opinion as a reference. It is not a question of privacy. Did I offend you? Miss Gao, you seem to be a little grumpy. Gao Zhuqing wanted to ask in return, how could she not be grumpy in front of him? If you have this attitude towards all customers, then I think you may not be suitable to be a salesperson. But your grumpiness seems to only be directed at me. Gao Zhuqing replied with a fake smile. You are thinking too much. Any customer who likes to pry into other people's privacy is annoying. I'm not targeting you. Gu Qinghan smiled. After visiting the model houses for the whole afternoon, Gu Qinghan suggested to go to the real estate. Gao Zhuqing refused. The real estate is a semi-finished house without decoration. There is nothing to see. At least take a look at the orientation and the view. Gu Qinghan had already left with his 2 long legs. After a few steps he stopped. Gao Zhuqing was still standing there cursing him. Miss Gao? She followed him reluctantly. After another 2 hours, Gao Zhuqing was exhausted, and her mouth was dry. It was already dark and the wind was chilly. Gu Qinghan looked at his watch. It is already 8 o'clock. I am sorry to have delayed your dinner. How about this, I will treat you. No, thank you. Gao Zhuqing added in her heart, get out of here. Gu Qinghan did not make things difficult for her and nodded. Then let's do it tomorrow. Anyway, I will come to see the building tomorrow. I have seen all the model houses today. Well, the environment and greenery of the community are also very important to me. I did not look carefully today. Mr. Gu, I am very busy. Isn't a salesperson busy selling houses? As a customer who is likely to buy a building, it is not too much to ask you to follow me 24 hours a day. You have worked hard today. See you tomorrow. Gu Qinghan got in the car happily after he finished speaking. Chapter 378. By the time she dragged her tired body home, it was already past 10 p.m. While Zhang Hao wasn't around, Gao Zhuqing quickly took a shower and fell onto the bed. It was tiring at the office and it wasn't easy to guard against perverts at home either. Anyway, Gao Zhuqing was exhausted for the whole day. She walked in high heels for the whole day and her legs were about to break. She was so tired that she couldn't even be bothered to put on skincare products. Just as she was about to fall asleep, there was a sudden noise in the living room. Bang bang bang, dong dong dong. Gao Zhuqing was startled awake. Thinking that it should be Zhang Hao coming back, she didn't bother. After a while, bang bang bang, bang bang bang, there was a rough knock on the door. Gao Zhuqing tightened her pajamas and opened the door. Zhang Hao stood at the door drunkenly, his face as red as a monkey's butt. He burped and the pungent smell of alcohol came out. "What are you doing?" She held the door with one hand and asked warily. "Nothing, I feel bad and want to talk to you." Zhang Hao spoke with a hint of drunkenness, but his eyes seemed to be sober, and he seemed to be up to no good. "I have nothing to talk to you about. Go back to your room." "You're so heartless, cold beauty," Zhang Hao said as he touched her face, but Gao Zhuqing dodged it. "What are you doing? You're here and you eat and live with me. What's wrong with me touching you? I eat in the office and the house isn't yours either. It's Li Jia's. She's mine and everything she has is mine," Zhang Hao burped. "I'm just staying for a few days and I'll leave soon." "But you're still living here, aren't you? You're throwing a tantrum at me in my territory?" "Zhang Hao, to be honest, I think you're a terrible person. You don't deserve Li Jia at all. But Li Jia likes you and as a friend I can't say anything. Since she doesn't care about you and loves you wholeheartedly, then please treat her well. Don't just use sweet words to coax her and don't seduce her good friends. That's very cheap." "What? Are you saying I'm cheap?" Zhang Hao was annoyed. "What good are you? Coming all the way here from Flozen City, he must have some sort of dark past, right? You hooked up with a rich man the moment you started working. You're also a gold digger. If he's so rich, why doesn't he take you out to live? I see that you've been played by many men, right? Why don't you play with me too? You should have heard Li Jia's moans last night. I'm very good in bed. Do you want to try? Please get out." Gao Zhuqing forcefully pushed the door, but a woman's strength was no match for a man, even if he was drunk. "Zhang Hao, get out. This is my house. What right do you have to ask me to get out?" Zhang Hao forcefully pushed and forced his way in. "Li Jia will be back soon, don't be like this. There's still an hour, enough for us to have fun. Come on, let me kiss you, get out of my way." Gao Zhuqing forcefully pushed him and ran away without looking back. She ran downstairs in one breath, her face flushed with anger. The cold air hit her, making her shiver. Only then did she realize that she was still wearing a pair of flip-flops, so cold. In the middle of the night, she was wearing pajamas, had no money, and didn't even bring her phone. She didn't know where to go. If Li Jia came back and saw her like this, she would definitely be suspicious. Just when she didn't know where to go, a man got out of the car in front of her. Gao Zhuqing only saw a silhouette and began to run. "Zhuqing." Gu Qinghan caught up. "Where are you going? Let go." Gao Zhuqing angrily pushed him away. "Gu Qinghan, are you a pervert? Do you like to stalk people that much? What are you doing waiting downstairs?" A trace of grievance seemed to flash across Gu Qinghan's face. "I just want to be closer to you. So I should be very touched? No matter where I go, you have to know my address, my job, my friends, everything. You have to know everything about me. You are spying on me. Do you know that? This is also what I dislike the most. No one likes the feeling of being in prison. And being targeted by you, it's worse than being in prison." Gao Zhuqing scolded a lot in one breath, but Gu Qinghan didn't respond. Clearly used to it, he asked. "Why did you come down in your pajamas and slippers? Can't I go downstairs to buy things? Do you need to care about this? You always don't know how to take care of yourself." Gu Qinghan sighed softly, took off his jacket and covered her body. No matter how Gao Zhuqing pushed, he insisted on covering her with the jacket. "It's only 1 degree today, very cold." His aura was overwhelming, so strong that it made Gao Zhuqing afraid. "Don't be like this, I don't want your concern. But I always can't help but want to care about you." She felt that his words were colder than the weather. Gu Qinghan quickly felt something was wrong. "You don't wear flip-flops when you go downstairs to buy things. What happened? Is it because of that Zhang Hao?" "No." Gao Zhuqing immediately denied it, but Gu Qinghan could see that she was lying. He cursed and was about to find Zhang Hao to settle the score, but Gao Zhuqing stopped him. "Don't go, he didn't do anything to me." "If he didn't do anything to you, how could you escape in such a sorry state?" He was drunk. He did it on purpose, damn it." Gu Qinghan knew that it was not safe for her to live with a man, even if it was her friend's boyfriend. He had thought of this a long time ago and wanted to do something, but considering Gao Zhuqing's reaction, he did not do it. Gu Qinghan, don't be crazy. I just want to protect you. How are you going to protect me? Rush up to him and beat him up? I hid in Haisha City to escape you and it was my friend who took me in. I don't want her to know that her boyfriend. If you beat him up, I might lose this friend forever. Gu Qinghan's eyes were cold. What kind of friend is she to let her boyfriend violate you? Why do your friends always put you in danger? Sure, Shujing was one and now this one is also one. Don't you see when you make friends? What right do you have to criticize my friends? Gao Zhuqing raised his voice. They all treat me sincerely, unlike you who only do it for your own selfish desires. If you lay a hand on him today, I will leave Haisha City immediately. You, Gu Qinghan clenched his fists, feeling tortured. After a long time he suppressed his anger. It was because he could not control his temper that their relationship became more rigid. He did not want to force her to leave again. Fine, I won't touch him, but you have to come with me. Word. I'm not going back with you. I know you don't want to be with me. I'll send you to the hotel and leave. Gao Zhuqing hesitated for a while. You mean what you say? As soon as he said that, Gu Qinghan pulled him into his arms. It's cold outside, hide your feet in my coat. It's none of your business. After getting into the car, Gao Zhuqing immediately crawled to the other side of the car and hid far away. But when Gu Qinghan leaned over, she was so anxious that she kicked him. Don't touch me. But he caught hold of her foot and took the other and put them both on his knee. Don't move, lie down. Gu Qinghan rubbed his hands together and held her frozen feet, rubbing them gently to warm her up. Gao Zhuqing blushed and wanted to pull her feet back. Hey, don't do this. I am not used to it. Gu Qinghan turned to look at her and smiled. Are you shy? Nonsense, how can I be shy? I just hate it when you touch me. Gu Qinghan looked down at her feet. Her 10 little toes were curled up, looking as cute as pearls. Your feet are very small. Very cute. Using cute to describe a pair of feet. Gao Zhuqing got goosebumps and thought of those foot fetishes. Was Gu Qinghan also a foot fetishist? After rubbing her feet for a long time, her feet slowly warmed up and her whole body felt much more comfortable. When they arrived at the hotel and checked in, the two beauties at the front desk kept looking at Gao Zhuqing enviously. She thought to herself, since you like it so much, you can just grab it. She couldn't wait to get rid of him. She took the room card and said to Gu Qinghan, I'll go up myself. As soon as she returned to the room, the doorbell rang. Gu Qinghan, are you done? She shouted impatiently. But it was not him outside the door, it was the customer service. Hello, Miss Gao, Mr. Gu asked me to bring you some cakes and fruits. Also, a thermos bag and your clothes and shoes for tomorrow. Thank you. Gao Zhuqing took it and threw it aside. To be honest, when he stayed at Li Jia's house, although the door was locked every night, Gao Zhuqing was still a little worried that Zhang Hao would break in the middle of the night. After all, he had the key. Now that he was staying at the hotel, he finally had a peaceful night's sleep. The cakes were still there, untouched. Gao Zhuqing opened the paper bag. It was a black and white uniform, high heels and some cosmetics. Gu Qinghan was quite thoughtful. After washing up, Gao Zhuqing went to work as usual. Li Jia came over and asked, Where did you go last night? Your bag and phone were in the room but you disappeared. I asked Zhang Hao but he didn't know. He drank too much last night. I took care of him the whole night and didn't sleep. I was exhausted. But I felt even more sorry when I saw him vomiting. Gao Zhuqing felt sorry for Li Jia. She really wanted to persuade her to quickly dump that scumbag, but when the words reached her mouth she swallowed them back. I went to meet a friend, so I didn't take anything. You spent the night at his place? Yes. I'm your only friend in Haisha City, right? Well, is it your old lover? I told you it's not an old lover. So you admit that you spent the night at his place? Gao Zhuqing didn't know how to explain and could only acquiesce. I say you were wearing branded clothes today. As expected of the CEO. What a big spender. God, I didn't expect my good friend to be the CEO's wife. You must promote me in the future. What are you talking about? You are thinking too much. Not at all. If you don't believe me, just wait and see. By the way, how was the client yesterday? We are still talking. Li Jia, can you help me with this client? What's wrong? Is it not going well? He is a big client and I kept him for you. Don't you want to make money quickly? Yes, but I can't do anything about it. You are the one following him, so you can only follow him to the end. It is against the company's rules to change the client midway. Every client has their own shortcomings. For the sake of money, be more tolerant and quickly take it down. Chapter 379. In the afternoon, he was called to the CEO's office. Gao Zhuqing said as soon as he entered the office, "I'm just a small salesperson. Don't keep looking for me. Otherwise people will gossip again." Su Yuan furrowed his brows. Gu Qinghan came to Haisha City. My friend saw him. I know. You've seen him? Yes. Su Yuan was stunned at first, then he understood. That's right. He came for you, so he will look for you first. He knows that I work for you, so he came here to buy a house. I'll be in charge of it. Damn, he really knows how to think. Do you want to take his orders? Of course not. How about this, I'll transfer you to the project department, and you won't be in charge of him. Gao Zhuqing was a little hesitant. I don't think that's a good idea. What's wrong with that? Anyway, I'll tell the public that you're my cousin. It's normal for me to get you in through the back door. Would you rather be guided by them behind your back, or would you rather be tortured by Gu Qinghan? Gao Zhuqing chose the former. That's right. But you know Gu Qinghan's character. Even if I transfer you away, he won't let it go. Gao Zhuqing sighed tiredly. Don't stress it anymore. I'm already under a lot of pressure. Why don't you just be with me and it'll stop him from thinking about you? Gao Zhuqing asked. Do you think he'll stop pestering me just because I'm with you? Then let's get married. If we get married, he'll give up, right? Are you doing this for me or for yourself? Half and half. But this is indeed a way to solve the problem once and for all. Gao Zhuqing shook his head. There are only two ways to solve the problem once and for all in this world. One is for me to die and the other is for him. Other than that, nothing else will work. Don't make it sound so hopeless. People come up with solutions. Moreover, you still have me. I'll help you. Su Yuan said righteously. If Gu Qinghan has the ability, why can't I? I can't just watch as he bullies you. Gao Zhuqing smiled gratefully. Thank you. I remember that you also thanked me once, but after saying that, you wanted me to leave your life. Do you know? For the past 2 years I've been thinking if I had stayed by your side, would we be together now? But it's useless to think about it. The most important thing is that we're reunited. Do you have to say such sensational words? So mushy. Save your sweet words for your girlfriends. I don't like to hear them. How about I treat you to a meal? Do me a favor. Forget it. I'm so busy right now. I don't have so much time to eat in the United States. I'll go out to work first. I'll trouble you to arrange the transfer. Try to keep a low profile. Don't let me go to the CEO gossip forum again. Su Yuan made an okay gesture. After Gao Zhuqing left the office, his face turned solemn. No one can stop Gu Qinghan from doing what he wants to do. Sunlight shone in through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Gu Qinghan heard a voice and turned around. But it was not Gao Zhuqing. It was Li Jia. Astonishment flashed past Li Jia's eyes. Gao Zhuqing was actually unwilling to receive such a handsome customer? Did he have a screw loose? Where's Miss Gao? Oh, she was transferred to the project department. I'll be responsible for receiving you from now on. Gu Qinghan narrowed his eyes. He had expected that Su Yuan would intervene. But could he stop him? Just like this, Gao Zhuqing was transferred to the project department. Because of her identity as the CEO's cousin, no one dared to say anything bad about her. Of course, she didn't know what they would say behind her back. She didn't want to care either. Anyway, as long as she didn't hear it, she would be fine. The first few days of work were calm. She mainly wanted to familiarize herself with the environment and understand the work. Near the end of the day, the manager gave her a document and arranged her to talk about a project. It got dark very early in winter. It was already late at 7 o'clock. The company sent a car to send Gao Zhuqing to a high-class apartment. She smelled something wrong. Normal people would not choose this time and place to talk about a project. She took the elevator to the top floor. She pressed the doorbell, but there was no response. The door was unlocked. Gao Zhuqing gently pushed the door and went in. The room was very empty with only the simplest furniture. There was a pair of black leather shoes at the entrance. She took off her shoes and went in. Is anyone here? Hello. There was no one at home. She was feeling strange when she suddenly heard the sound of water outside. She went out and saw that there was an open-air swimming pool. The weather was cold to begin with, and with the high floor it was even colder. Gao Zhuqing was wearing thick clothes, but her teeth were chattering in the cold. Someone who chose to swim in such cold weather must be a pervert. A strong figure swam ashore. His strong body was plated with a layer of pale golden light. His whole body was shining and her heart tightened. It was Gu Qinghan. Gao Zhuqing wasn't surprised at all. He didn't seem to feel cold either. After getting ashore, he took a towel to dry his hair and walked towards her barefoot. Gao Zhuqing felt cold for him. Coming. He smiled at her with narrowed eyes. How can I not come when you asked me to? It's cold outside. Come in and sit. Gu Qinghan entered the room, closed the floor-to-ceiling windows and turned on the heater. I thought you weren't afraid of the cold for a winter swim in this weather. I'm not afraid, but I think you'll be very cold. Gu Qinghan pointed to the sofa. Sit first. I'll come out after a shower. After turning on the heater, the room warmed up quickly. Gao Zhuqing took off her thick coat and wore a high-collared cashmere sweater. She felt a little warm with it sticking to her body, so she pulled the collar. When Gu Qinghan came out of the shower, he saw Gao Zhuqing sitting quietly on the sofa waiting for him. The beige cashmere sweater outlined her perfect chest and slender waist. Her face was flushed red, pink and tender. She looked especially alluring. She was really delicious. To prevent his imagination from running wild, Gu Qinghan forced himself to look away. What would you like to drink? Water. It was so hot that she was a little thirsty. Gu Qinghan poured a glass of water for her and drank whiskey for himself. I'm surprised that you didn't scold me. You're so thick-skinned. What's the use of scolding you? Because of him these days, she was very angry and couldn't sleep well. She was very uncomfortable, so she had to adjust her mood. Anyway, he was invulnerable. Why should she be angry? Gu Qinghan nodded. You're right. First, you bought a house and now you're working on a project. You're really clingier than gum. It makes me wonder if Guz is going to go bankrupt. Otherwise, how could you have so much time to pester me? Guz is fine. You don't have to worry. Gu Qinghan took a sip of whiskey and smiled faintly. I don't have much time, but I want to spend it all on the people and things I care about most. You don't need me to tell you that you're wasting your time. Everything you've done is meaningless. Maybe I enjoy the process? Gu Qinghan was wearing a bathrobe which was open, revealing a large area of his chest muscles. When he didn't wear glasses, he looked a little lazy. Coupled with his unique gentleness in front of her, he looked extraordinarily charming. You keep chasing me and I keep running away. I keep running away and you keep chasing me. Will there be any result? Do you want to waste your life on this meaningless game of chasing? I think it's meaningful. But I think it's torture. If one day you're tired of running and willing to stop, I'll stop for you. Gao Zhuqing shook his head, feeling helpless and ridiculous. We can never reach a consensus on this issue, can we? It all depends on your attitude. Okay, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about the project first. As soon as Gao Zhuqing took out the documents, the doorbell rang. Gu Qinghan went to open the door and came back with a large paper bag. The paper bag was printed with a private takeout logo, which was very expensive and famous. I thought you hadn't had dinner, so I bought two. Let's eat and talk. Before she could answer, Gu Qinghan had taken out the food and put it in order. Boiled beef, spicy chicken, vegetables, and 2 bowls of plain white rice. I've checked. This private kitchen Sichuan cuisine is the best in the whole of Sisan City. The aroma kept going into Gao Zhuqing's nose and she was a little hungry. She wanted to say, the poor don't accept food given in handouts, but there was another saying, people are made of iron and rice is made of steel. If you don't eat, you'll starve. Only when you're full will you have the strength to fight, right? Then I won't stand on ceremony. Gao Zhuqing was from Flozen City, and she was famous for her love of spicy food. When she was lazy, she could eat a few bowls of rice with chili. Not to mention, boiled beef and spicy chicken were her favorite dishes. She would not feel full even after eating 1 bowl. I still have rice here. Gu Qinghan had only eaten a few mouthfuls, and the plain white rice on the other side had not been touched. No, thank you. We've kissed. Do you still dislike my saliva? Gao Zhuqing's face suddenly turned ugly. Are you purposely trying to disgust me? Gu Qinghan said, sorry. Maybe it was because the atmosphere was too good earlier and he had made a joke. He did not know the gravity of the situation. After dinner, Gao Zhuqing started to introduce the project. But she had just started working for 2 days, and the information was very professional. She did not understand many parts, so she stuttered and felt very depressed. Gu Qinghan looked at her and felt that she was really cute, and he could not help but laugh. Are you laughing at me? No, I just think that you look very cute when you are in a dilemma. When I went to the US, the first thing I did was in the real estate industry, so I know more about this than you. You have explained a lot of things wrongly. If you need, I can help you with this professional knowledge just like how I tutored you with mathematics. Don't mention the past anymore. I don't want to hear a word about it. Her tone was not harsh, but it was obvious that she was disgusted. I'm sorry. Since you know everything, isn't it unnecessary to ask me to come? You know that I'm doing all this for you. It's just a normal project and I don't need to do it myself. That's why I said that you have nothing better to do. I'll leave the information here. You can take your time to read it. I'll leave first. Just when she was about to get up, Gu Qinghan grabbed her wrist. But she controlled her strength very well and very gently, to the extent that she could not break free. Where are you staying tonight? Or are you going back to your friends? So what if I am? You know that Zhang Hao has bad intentions towards you. I can even deal with people like you. Why should I be afraid of him? You can't estimate the danger of a man. Are you talking about yourself? Gu Qinghan was speechless for a few seconds. Chapter 380. That's my business. It's none of your business. You can stay here tonight or I'll send you to the hotel. You want to play the confinement trick again? I just want to ensure your safety. When you move out, I won't interfere with where you live. You can blame me or scold me, but your safety is the most important. The more Gu Qinghan said, the paler his face became. There was some sweat on his forehead, and the fingers holding her trembled. What's wrong with you? Nothing. My stomach hurts a little. Gao Zhuqing then remembered that he had a weak stomach and couldn't eat any spicy food. People who liked to eat spicy food could eat more spicy food. But for people with weak stomach, a little spicy food could kill them. She had experienced stomach pain before, and the pain was unbearable. She rolled around on the bed. Are you stupid? Why do you eat boiled beef when your stomach is weak? You like it? We can eat it separately. Gu Qinghan bit her lips. I just think that the food you like must be very delicious. Her tone was a little childish, which made Gao Zhuqing speechless. What should we do now? Do you have medicine? It's in the TV cabinet. Sit down. Gao Zhuqing found the medicine and came back with water. Gu Qinghan leaned on the sofa looking very tired. His face seemed to be drained of blood, pale, and his breathing was very heavy. Here, take the medicine. He took it obediently. You care about me? No. Then why did you give me the medicine? Although his stomach felt like it was being twisted by a knife, Gu Qinghan's eyes flashed with a touch of happiness and expectation. He was a strong man, but at this moment he was a little weak. There are only the two of us in the apartment. If you die, won't I become a suspect? I don't want to go to jail. Gao Zhuqing was very clear that she had absolutely no feelings of concern or heartache for Gu Qinghan. She still hated him, but it was just human nature. After all, when she saw a dog dying on the road, she couldn't just stand by and watch. Then I'll leave first, you. Before she could finish speaking, Gu Qinghan lay down and rested his head on her lap. What are you doing? Don't act like a hooligan. Gao Zhuqing screamed and tried to push him, but he couldn't move him at all. Just let me lean on you for a while, please, Gu Qinghan murmured with his eyes closed. Don't think that I'll be soft-hearted just because you have a stomachache. Get up. No. Gu Qinghan. I won't get up no matter what you say. Gao Zhuqing rolled her eyes a few times. This was the first time she had seen such a rascally and childish Gu Qinghan. He didn't look like an overbearing CEO at all. If you want to use this trick to gain sympathy, then you've got the wrong idea. I have no sympathy, especially towards you. No matter what, it's fine as long as you're by my side. Gu Qinghan moved closer to her stomach. His movements tickled Gao Zhuqing a little. You smell good. I like it very much. His voice and every word were filled with a strong sense of satisfaction and happiness. He was like a baby returning to his mother's body, feeling a sense of security. Your head is so heavy. Gao Zhuqing was pressed down by him and couldn't move at all. After a while, she asked impatiently. How long are you going to lie like this? How long are you going to lie like this? Gao Zhuqing asked impatiently. After a long time, a muffled reply came from her stomach. For the rest of my life. Go to hell. The living room was warm and the temperature was very comfortable. However, with a big head resting on her stomach, Gao Zhuqing felt hotter and hotter. Perhaps it was because her collar was too high, she felt a little breathless. Even if she was beaten to death, she would never have thought that she would be so intimate with Gu Qinghan, even though she was forced to do so. I still remember one time when you were sick. I took care of you for the entire night. I changed your towel many times in one night. At that time I thought I was acting, but later on I realized real worries can't lie. When I saw you suffering so much, I thought how great it would be if I could take your place and bear everything. Gao Zhuqing didn't know what to say. Su Yuan told you everything about me, right? Do you think I'm a two-faced person? That I've always been acting? But before my parents got divorced, I was the person you saw. Because at that time, everything I saw was beautiful. After they got divorced, I was in a lot of pain. I wanted to find a place to vent. I went to a bar for the first time. I got to know Su Yuan. It's not that he brought out the dark side of me, but I wanted to indulge myself and let the other me vent my pain. Smoking, drinking, playing with women. For her, I've always numbed myself like that. I knew that after venting I would only feel emptier, but I was addicted to it. I didn't know what to do. It's you who let me see the beauty. But why are you Gao Zhuqing? I hate you. Maybe it's because you attract me and make me fall deeper and deeper. The more I hate you, the more I love you. But I still destroyed everything. These words made Gao Zhuqing feel terrible. It wasn't that she couldn't feel Gu Qinghan's love. After all these years, if it was just possessiveness, he wouldn't have pestered her endlessly. She could only say that his love was twisted, and his love was too heavy for her to bear. Stop it. I hate hearing you say all this. You don't believe me, right? But these are my heartfelt words. That night when we watched the meteor shower, I made a wish to forget all my hatred and treat you well. But I didn't do it. After a long time there was no more sound. Gao Zhuqing then realized that Gu Qinghan had fallen asleep. But one of his hands was still holding her wrist tightly, afraid that she would leave. She suddenly felt that he was actually a very pitiful person, and no one had ever tried to understand his pain. The sun shone on her eyelids and it was very glaring. Gao Zhuqing reached out to block it. She closed her eyes and rested for a while before she slowly opened them to adapt to the light. She slept in the master bedroom. The bed was very soft and outside the window was a gorgeous view of the river. The scenery was quite stunning. After washing up, she walked out of the room. Gu Qinghan had already prepared breakfast, a simple sandwich and milk. Gao Zhuqing remembered that he didn't know how to do these things in the past. A young master who lived like a prince had always relied on the servants to serve him. He didn't need to cook for himself. Morning. He looked refreshed and in high spirits. He seemed to be in a good mood. Gao Zhuqing didn't give him a good look. Why didn't you wake me up when I was asleep? Even if she asked, she felt that it was nonsense. Gu Qinghan couldn't wait to seize this opportunity. How could he let her go? When she woke up this morning, she was already very lucky to be handcuffed. Breakfast. What time is it now? 8 o'clock. After breakfast, I'll ask the driver to send you to work. She asked casually. What about you? Do you want to be with me? Of course not. I have something to do. I need to go back to the company. Gao Zhuqing thought for a while and said seriously. I have something to make clear. I stayed last night because you had a stomachache. It doesn't mean that I forgive you, and it doesn't mean that I care about you. Don't think too much of yourself. This kind of thing will never happen again. There are no absolutes in this world. For example, you definitely didn't expect to spend the night here. So don't be too sure. After the first time, there will be a second and a third time. It's very normal. I won't be surprised at all. You're dreaming. Gao Zhuqing lost his appetite after 2 mouthfuls of the sandwich and stood up. I'm going to work. Okay, the driver is downstairs. Goodbye. Gao Zhuqing rolled her eyes at him and mumbled. He's clearly a refined scum, pretending to be a gentleman. So annoying. When Gao Zhuqing returned to the company, the manager called her to the office. Longtian Company has signed a contract with us. The manager said happily. Contract? So soon? Yes, just this morning, 10 minutes before you went to work. Gao Zhuqing thought that Gu Qinghan did not send her off because he wanted to sign the contract and then give her a big surprise. This project is worth more than 10 billion. It's the biggest project in the company. I thought it would take at least a month. I didn't expect you to get it in one night. You're amazing. Gao Zhuqing blushed. It has nothing to do with me. It's because our company is strong that they wanted to work with us for a long time. Longtian CEO is full of praises for you. You're a great hero. I'll personally sponsor a celebration party for you sometime. No need, right? It's my duty. I'm going out to work. In the CEO's office, Su Yuan had just returned from abroad and was asking about his assistant, Gao Zhuqing. Miss Gao completed a very big project yesterday. Su Yuan's first reaction was that something was amiss. Gao Zhuqing had just entered the new department and did not know anything. How could she have completed a big project so quickly? Which project? Longtian Group's amusement park project is our company's #1 project this year. The total investment is 10 billion. Longtian Group? Their CEO is still Long Jindong? No, I heard that Longtian Group had a funding shortfall and was acquired by the Gu family. The current CEO is Gu Qinghan, CEO Gu. This answer was within Su Yuan's expectations. This Gu Qinghan was willing to pay any price for Gao Zhuqing. He acquired Longtian Group worth tens of billions just like that. However, Gu Qinghan's business acumen was exceptional. His acquisition of Longtian Group would definitely be profitable. He was really good at killing two birds with one stone. Su Yuan did not want to make a move so quickly. It would seem like he was impatient. However, Gu Qinghan was pressing so hard. Gao Zhuqing must be under a lot of pressure. It was time for him to make a move. Brothers from many years ago were finally going to fight face to face. Su Yuan could not imagine that scene. However, he owed Gao Zhuqing this. He had to do it. Longtian Group. Xiao. The secretary knocked on the door and entered the office. Gu Qinghan was sipping a cup of tea. He was a little lost in thought, the corners of his mouth curving up. It was obvious that he was reminiscing about some beautiful memories. Was the CEO in love? The little secretary could not help but guess. Usually, a man would only have such an expression on his face when he was in love, a somewhat intoxicated look. He had only been in office for a few days. The little secretary did not know him well and did not dare to guess what he was thinking. However, a woman who could make him show such an expression was really enviable. Yes, jealous. Gu Qinghan came back to his senses. Because he was in a good mood, he complimented her. Today's dress is very beautiful. Ah? Is it? The little secretary blushed. She was so shy that she did not know what to do. Chapter 381. Mr. Su of Dongfeng Real Estate is outside. Without an appointment, the secretary usually couldn't arrange to see guests. However, Su Yuan had a powerful background, so she didn't dare to offend him. So, she specially came to inform him and see what Gu Qinghan thought. He touched his lips and seemed to smile. Invite him in. 2 cups of coffee. Yes, Mr. Su. Su Yuan walked in and they looked at each other. The memories of the young man came back in a few seconds. They were a very proud and aloof group of people who looked down on others from the bottom of their bones. Therefore, the only people who could truly be called brothers were each other. It was women who could make the two brothers fall out. They were no exception. After so many years, they didn't feel uncomfortable. It was as if they were still together yesterday. Gu Qinghan walked over. Long time no see. Yes, long time no see. 10 years, Gu Qinghan only went to the US for a year and came back. They stayed in Wuxia for a few years. They didn't deliberately avoid each other, but they didn't meet each other, not even once. They didn't belong to the same world. The secretary came in with a cup of coffee and peeked at them. They were both outstanding men, but they had completely different temperaments. One was gentle and handsome and the other was arrogant and handsome. She didn't know which one to choose. How have you been these years? Su Yuan took a sip of coffee and took the initiative to ask. Not bad. Gu's scale is expanding very fast. It's not just good, right? I believe you are not here to exchange pleasantries. We are all familiar with each other. Let's get straight to the point. Su Yuan crossed one leg over the other and held the sofa with one arm. I'm going to hand over the amusement park project to someone else. I don't agree. I have the right to mobilize the people on our side. I only want her. You know very well that I have no interest in the project at all. I'm only interested in Gao Zhuqing. Su Yuan smiled. I always knew you were stubborn, but I didn't expect you to be so stubborn. It's been 10 years. Gao Zhuqing's attitude towards you is very clear. You still refuse to give up? I won't let go. Alright, I'll take it that you're addicted to self-abuse. But if you do this, you will disturb her life. She keeps changing cities for you and she actually wants stability more than anyone else. Do you have the heart to do that? As long as she doesn't hide from me, any city is fine. How could she not avoid you? It was fine now, but what about in the future? She's going to get married and have children. You can't possibly drag her along forever, can you? Get married and have children? With whom? You. There was a hint of mockery in Gu Qinghan's voice. It doesn't matter who she's with. The important thing is that you'll ruin her life. She can only marry me and the child's father can only be me. Su Yuan shook his head. As a former brother, I have nothing to say. But from Gao Zhuqing's point of view, I can understand why she hates you so much. She's not your prey, nor is she your toy. You can't manipulate her life. It's been 10 years and she still hasn't forgiven you. This proves. If 10 years isn't enough, then 20 years, 30 years? Su Yuan felt terrified just listening to it. How many decades does a girl have to delay? One isn't enough? You're too cruel. It's useless to say these things. I'm telling you clearly, I want her and you can't keep her. Every word that came out of Gu Qinghan's mouth was powerful and forceful, leaving no room for negotiation. Su Yuan also made him a little angry. Then I'd like to try. The Long Tian project, at most I'll just break the contract. A few billion, I can still afford it. According to the contract we signed, if you destroy it, then it's not a matter of a few billion, it'll be at least 20 billion. You're talking big, but can the Su Group afford it? Its recent projects haven't been doing well and they've lost a lot of money. If you lose another 20 billion, do you want your father to die from anger? Su Yuan was stunned. The Su Group's losses were only known internally, how could he? Su Yuan, do you know what the biggest difference between you and me is? It's that everything you have now was given to you by your father. You still can't take charge on your own, you still have to rely on him. Just like the Long Tian project, if you want to destroy it unilaterally, you also need his signature. You can't do it alone. As for me, everything I have now was created by me. So, you want to stop me? What's the difference between you and a mantis trying to stop a chariot? Su Yuan's face was getting uglier and uglier. He only hated himself for being playful and starting too late. By the time he realized the gap between him and Gu Qinghan, it was already too late. He couldn't catch up to him even after a few years, and the gap was getting bigger and bigger. So what you're saying today is all nonsense. Since you don't have the ability to protect her, don't yell in front of me. After all, we were friends in the past and I don't want to embarrass you in front of you. You? Gu Qinghan's face was still gentle and he was always smiling. The toxicity was deeply hidden and it didn't show up, but it was the kind that would eat people up without spitting out the bones. Even if I can't beat you, I can't just watch you do that to her. Su Yuan clenched his fists. You've already hurt her too deeply, why won't you let her go? I will make up for the past, you don't need to worry about it. You only know how to talk about me. When she appeared, how dare you say that you don't have any expectations? Everyone is selfish and no one is more noble than anyone else. There's no need to be the pot calling the kettle black. Yes, I still like Gao Zhuqing, I admit it. But I won't force her. Everyone has a different way of love. She must have felt my love now. As long as I can untie the knot in her heart, she will accept me. As Gu Qinghan spoke, the fire in his eyes became more and more intense. No, I will definitely untie the knot in her heart. She's mine. If you back out now, I can still give you face. If you continue to overestimate yourself, don't blame me for not remembering our past relationship. Gu Qinghan's threat deeply hurt Su Yuan's pride. He was such a proud person, how could he allow such a provocation? Even if he knew that he might not be able to beat Gu Qinghan, he did not want to admit defeat. Do you think I'm afraid? You, Gu Qinghan, have your capabilities, do you think I'm worse than you? I'm going to interfere in Gao Zhuqing's affairs. Come at me if you have the ability, let's see who can win. Asterisk bang, asterisk Su Yuan slammed the door and left. His secretary hurried in. Xiao Su, it's okay, don't worry about him. Gu Qinghan was still relaxed. In his mind, fighting to the death with swords drawn had always been a very stupid thing. Crushing and killing the other party in terms of power and ability was the only way to bring true pleasure. He was feeling very happy now. After Gao Zhuqing made a contribution, she became the most popular person in the project department. Everyone was fighting to flatter her, which made her feel awkward sometimes. On Wednesday, Gao Zhuqing went to work. Not long after she sat down, a woman walked over with her head held high, looking like she was going to criticize her. She looked a few years younger than her, but her aura was quite arrogant. The moment she opened her mouth, she questioned her impolitely. You're the one who snatched my project? Who are you? Gao Zhuqing asked. You don't know me? I'm Zhou Yi, I'm in charge of your project. I've only been gone for a few days and you've already snatched my project. Who do you think you are? Zhou Yi pushed her away forcefully. Seeing that she was somewhat good-looking, she instinctively thought that she was using her body to snatch her job. She hated this kind of slut the most. Gao Zhuqing was not a pushover, so she immediately retorted. I heard that there was someone in charge before, but since boss handed the project to me, I must complete it. Projects don't wait for people, you should know that. You're in the right after snatching my project. Do you want the entire project department to wait for you? The argument between the two was reaching its climax, and everyone was watching a good show. What's going on? The manager walked over. Zhou, why are you making such a ruckus when you're back? Manager, she snatched my project. What snatch? I was the one who asked her to do it. They're suddenly rushing you and you're not here. Are you going to leave the project empty? Then you can find someone else. Why did you find a newcomer to replace me? Besides, Longtian's boss asked me to follow? You still don't know? Longtian's boss changed a few days ago and now it's Boss Gu. He specifically said that Gao Zhuqing is in charge. Zhou Yi exploded in anger. I was wondering what a newcomer like you could do. So it's because you managed to convince Boss Gu. Do women nowadays use their bodies to exchange for projects? How shameless. Who used their bodies to exchange for projects? You better watch your mouth. Then why did Boss Gu pick you? Did you exchange your body with Longtian's boss for being in charge before? Gao Zhuqing countered. T. My dad is one of the higher-ups in Longtian and Boss Long is my uncle. Of course he takes care of me. Do you think everyone is like you? What do you mean by the CEO's cousin? She's clearly the CEO's bedmate. I think you negotiated the project in bed, right? Is Boss Gu your lover? He must be an ugly and fat old man to fall for someone like you. Oh? You've seen me before? How do you know I'm fat and ugly? A male voice rang out, and it seemed to have a certain charm to it. Everyone looked over. They sucked in a breath of cold air. He's Boss Gu? He's not old and fat at all, but tall and handsome, so handsome that it's suffocating. Gao Zhuqing's heart sank. Of all times he came at this time. He's going to get into trouble again. Unlucky. Zhou Yi was stunned for a few seconds. You're Boss Gu? You're unhappy that I chose Gao Zhuqing to be in charge of the project. He was born with a strong charisma, and Zhou Yi was so frightened that she swallowed and shook her head. No, that's not what I meant. Then what do you mean? Are you doubting my judgment, or are you doubting Gao Zhuqing's ability? Neither. I saw that she's a newcomer, so I'm a little worried. Since she's personally picked by you, there shouldn't be a problem. Manager Chen, the project this time is very important, and Gao Zhuqing can't handle it alone. Since Miss Zhou is so sincere, then let her be Gao Zhuqing's assistant in the future. Okay, Boss Gu. He actually let her be Gao Zhuqing's assistant? This was a great humiliation to Zhou Yi, and her face turned green on the spot. Gu Qinghan's gaze fell on her. Do you have a problem? No. Facing such a domineering man, would Zhou Yi dare to say that she had a problem? Gu Qinghan looked at Gao Zhuqing. Chapter 382. Gao Zhuqing had no choice but to follow his footsteps. When they got into the car, Gu Qinghan suddenly leaned over, scaring her into a scream. What are you doing? Fasten your seatbelt. Gu Qinghan smiled, feeling that she was too nervous. You're still the same, not having the habit of fastening your seatbelt. If the traffic police find out, they'll deduct my points. Tisk, who dares to deduct points from you, Gu Qinghan? Gao Zhuqing said sarcastically. By the way, why did you suddenly come over without informing me in advance? If I didn't attack, who would have helped you out just now? I can easily deal with 10 of those small fries at one time. Who needs you to be nosy? Now, the whole department thinks that my relationship with you is not clean, and they must be gossiping behind my back. That Zhou Yi will definitely curse me when I go back today. You should be used to it. Yes, thanks to you. You have a sharp tongue in front of me, but I don't think you're that good just now. So you're only using your glib tongue to deal with me? You're thick-skinned and invulnerable. I admit that I can't deal with you. Gu Qinghan laughed again. Gao Zhuqing thought to herself, what's so funny, just laugh. Every time she sneered at him he would just laugh. How infuriating. She really wanted to tear off that layer of mask of his. Where are we going now? The construction site. Didn't I say it just now? Where do you think I want to take you? To abduct you? Gu Qinghan thought that as long as he was with her, anywhere was the same and he would be happy. Don't always use such a teasing tone, okay? That's between friends. We're not that close to each other. Business is business, private is private. Don't talk about things outside of work. So, your CEO, Su Yuan, came to me and said that he wants to replace someone to take over the project. Is this considered business or private? Gu Qinghan said suddenly. Gao Zhuqing's body trembled and she frowned. He went to find you? That Su Yuan was really something. Didn't he tell him not to interfere? Now that he was involved, the situation became even more chaotic. What did he say? You can imagine what he said. He probably warned me to stay away from you and not to hurt you again. I didn't expect him to be so sentimental. After so many years, he's still protecting you. Do you think everyone is as shameless as you? Do you think he's protecting you out of selfishness? It doesn't matter. In short, he's much better than you. So you can forgive him, but not me? Back then, he was also an accomplice, but you could forgive him so easily, yet you were so heartless towards me. You think it's easy to forgive me after 10 years? I let him out of my life and for 10 years he never bothered me again. But you always harass me again and again using the same method to force me. This is why I forgive him, but not you. That's because he doesn't love you as deeply as I do. If he loved you half as much as I do, he wouldn't be able to bear it either. Gao Zhuqing shook his head. Don't use your views to infer other people. Also, you don't love me. You're already twisted. You just want to possess me and you don't care about my feelings at all. But Su Yuan knows how to give in and give me space. You want to be with him? The baffling question made Gao Zhuqing speechless. Where did he get this layer of meaning from? He was too lazy to explain anything to him, so he just said it. That's not impossible. Even if it's not him, it'll be someone else. In short, it can't be you. This sentence provoked Gu Qinghan the most. He wanted to flip out on the spot, but he held it in. The bulging veins on the back of his hand were enough to show how much anger he was suppressing. Everything is possible. Don't be too absolute. Look, we can sit in the same car now. You can forgive me in the future, and you'll have a higher chance of falling in love with me in the future. Do you have delusional disorder? The reason why I'm sitting in the car is because you forced me, but you can't force me to marry you. Of course, you have a lot of methods. You can also try. But what you'll get is a corpse. You'd rather die than marry me? Do you still need to ask? Every second I spend with you is torture for me. I'm constantly resisting the urge to jump out of the car. I thought we could peacefully coexist. I never thought wolves and sheep could peacefully coexist. That's because you're always trapped in the shadow of the past. If you give me a little leeway, you'll find that being with me isn't that painful. Actually, it's you who put too much pressure on yourself. Zhuqing, I really know my wrongs. I won't hurt you again. I'll swear whatever you want me to swear. No need. I don't want to keep a ticking time bomb by my side. I'll live in fear every day. To tell the truth, your appearance has lowered my requirements for the other half by quite a bit. It doesn't need to be rich or talented. As long as it's a normal person and not a lunatic. She actually said he was a lunatic? Gu Qinghan sulked. He admitted that his possessiveness was a bit strong. He loved her too much. But it wasn't to the extent of being described as a lunatic by her, right? There were many times when the words she said were really hurtful. It made him feel especially uncomfortable when he heard it. Gu Qinghan was also a person with a temper. After continuously being humiliated, his mood wasn't very good. He might as well not invite humiliation. With a calm face, he was silent the whole way. Gao Zhuqing was secretly laughing. Building her own happiness on Gu Qinghan's pain was the most fulfilling thing she could think of. Didn't he like to pester her? Then she had to endure the pain of hitting a nail. If she hit too many times, perhaps she would retreat. On the whole way, Gu Qinghan's expression wasn't very good. But since no one coaxed him when he was angry, he slowly got over it. Gao Zhuqing's mocking and ridiculing of him wasn't something that happened in a day or two. He was a grown man, why bother with a little girl? He didn't want to push her further and further away. So after getting out of the car, Gu Qinghan's expression returned to normal. The land had just been approved and construction hadn't started yet. Gao Zhuqing asked gloomily. It's just a piece of barren land. What's there to see? Gu Qinghan looked into the distance and said thoughtfully. It's just a piece of empty land now. But it won't be long before China's largest amusement park will be built here. Gao Zhuqing knew that he wasn't exaggerating. The two companies had already invested tens of billions in the early stage. It was said that there would be more investment later, and it would be built on a scale even larger than Disneyland in the United States. Do you know why I bought Longtian? Gao Zhuqing pursed his lips. Isn't it to pester me? There are so many companies working with Oriental real estate. Why did I choose Longtian? I'm not a roundworm in your stomach. How would I know? Do you remember once, when you watched a Disneyland movie, you said that you wanted to go to Disneyland after graduation? Also, you hoped that China would also build a Disneyland bigger than those in Hong Kong, Japan, and the United States. Gao Zhuqing was stunned. Did she say something like that? Maybe it was just a random thought. She didn't expect Gu Qinghan to remember it. It was one thing for him to love her like a pervert, but he really loved her. That was why he remembered her random words so clearly and made them come true. For a moment there were mixed feelings. I was just saying it casually. In my eyes, every word you say is not casual. I will make your wishes come true for you. Gu Qinghan stared into her eyes. His words were very affectionate, making Gao Zhuqing feel heavy and difficult to bear. This kind of love was too stressful. After inspecting the construction site and having a meal, Gao Zhuqing returned home. She was exhausted. After resting for a while, she remembered that she would be moving in a week, so she got up to pack her clothes. She brought very little luggage from Flozen City, only a small suitcase, so it was very fast to pack. These few days she was on tenterhooks every day, afraid that Zhang Hao would come and bother her again. Luckily, Li Jia came back early, so even if he wanted to, he couldn't find a chance. The door opened and someone walked in. Gao Zhuqing recognized Zhang Hao's footsteps and hurriedly closed the door. But it was too late. Zhang Hao had one hand on the door. Let go. Gao Zhuqing pushed a few times. Why did you close the door as soon as I came back? Are you hiding from the god of plagues? Gao Zhuqing thought, you are much scarier than the god of plagues. What are you doing? Packing my luggage. I thought you were not moving so soon? Why are you in such a hurry? Zhang Hao pushed the door open and walked in. Your room smells so good. He said it with bad intentions. How can you barge into someone else's room? This is my home. I am moving out immediately. Zhang Hao smiled and his eyes flashed with bad intentions. But you are still living here, right? Why are you in a hurry to move? Isn't it good to live here? Where did you sleep when you were not at home? What does it have to do with you? As a friend, I am just concerned about you. We are not friends. Where I sleep is none of your business. Don't be like this. You are not avoiding me, are you? Zhang Hao took a step forward and reached out to touch her, but she dodged. That day I was drunk and mistook you for Li Jia. I apologize. You know what is going on. Don't find excuses. I did not tell Li Jia because I considered her feelings. If you are a man, break up with her quickly. Don't waste her time. Why do you want me to break up with her? Do you like me? You have a hole in your brain. How can I like someone like you? Gao Zhuqing felt disgusted just by looking at him. Even a random hooligan on the street did not make her feel as disgusted as him. I'm only being nice to you because of Li Jia. Don't go too far. You escaped from Flozen City to Sisan City. What kind of woman are you? You must have been a prostitute or an old man's mistress in Flozen City. You can't stay in Flozen City anymore, so you escaped here. Stop pretending to be virtuous. Don't spout nonsense. Get out. I'm not going out. What can you do to me? Zhang Hao rushed over to catch her. Gao Zhuqing escaped from the room, but she was still caught by him. She pushed and shoved fiercely. Zhang Hao stepped closer and tripped her. She fell on the sofa and Zhang Hao pressed her down with his legs. Let's see where you can escape this time. Why are you pretending to be pure? Don't you wear so little in front of me every day? Aren't you trying to seduce me? Don't play this game with me. Come down. Zhang Hao, let go. Do you like to play? I will play with you. As Zhang Hao spoke, he bit her neck and pulled her clothes hard. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.